City of Hamilton, home to Ivor Stadium and the Tiger Cats, but of course it is also home to the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, and this is Hall of Fame weekend. 5 new inductees going into the Hall tomorrow night at the induction dinner. Big weekend for them and a big night for the Tiger Cats and the Eskimos in the Hall of Fame game. Hi, everybody. Dave Randorf with you, Jock Climbey, Chris Schultz, and away we go. Kickoff is dead ahead. Hamilton's coming off a bye week. They've lost 2 in a row. Same story for the Edmonton Eskimos. They've lost 2 in a row as well, including a loss to Toronto at home last week. Just their second loss at Commonwealth Stadium all season long, and their first since way back in June, Jock. So now they're back out onto the road. Yeah, they're on the road, which is a place that Jason Moss I don't think likes all that much, at least when you look at his numbers. And, you know, for a quarterback, this is usually the most dispassionate player on the football team. He's got to be like a surgeon out there, so it shouldn't matter whether you're playing at home or not. But for Jason Moss, you see his numbers, particularly his yards throwing, just aren't nearly as impressive on the road, and, of course, the record reflects that. Now, normally you might look at those numbers and say, okay, it's got to be the quarterback. Maybe he needs the swell in the crowd and the noise and all that energy. But you know what, Chris? I look at his other numbers, and it looks like he's completing footballs. He's completing well over 50%. It doesn't matter where he is. I think it's about protection. It's about his line and about his receivers getting open. Well, when they're on the road, they're not getting it done.
I think you're dead right about his protection. It hasn't been the best. But for the Hamilton Ticats, I think it's about the running game. Julian Radlin against the linebackers for the Edmonton Eskimo is the key for me. This young man is the best isolation blocker there is in the CFL football. One-on-one with the linebacker. Then Troy Davis has some opportunities cutting off his personal block. No A.J. Gass tonight, middle linebacker. That's a big issue because A.J. Gass is one of the most physical players in this league. Hey, last Saturday night, the Argonauts, Toronto Argonauts, ran 25 plays of 2 tight ends, and they controlled the defensive front 7 of Edmonton. Hamilton can do the same. If Julian Radlin defeats those linebackers, I think Hamilton can win this game.
One of your favorites, Julian Radlin, an impact player. He'll be an impact player tonight as the Edmonton Eskimos. They've got a streak of 32 years in a row in which they've made the playoffs, and that is on the line right now with their 7-7 record. These guys, they don't care about the Eskimos. Oski wee wee, baby. It's Wendy's Friday Night Football. Kickoff is next.
Do you think you know Canadian football? Prove it. FSN presents Wendy's CFL Fantasy Football at FSN.ca. You can pick from 2 games, casual or hardcore, and win a Sony 42-inch brand Vega TV or the Ultimate Dream Workshop from Porter Cable Delta. You can also play against CFL legend Russ Jackson, Mr. Wendy's, or me, Mike Flansburgh. Here are the latest leaders. These guys have made the best picks so far. Wendy's CFL Fantasy Football for those who think they know the score.
Carly Dohal of Edmonton, Alberta. You could win a 50-inch Prima Plasma TV if the kickoff is returned for a touchdown in tonight's game, thanks to Safeway's Touchdown and Win promotion. And if a second kickoff is returned, you could win $1 million.
Here we go. The Tiger Cats are in the midst of a battle for a playoff spot in winless in 3. The Eskimos have lost 2 in a row again and are coming off their worst game in recent memory. That's the matchup for another edition of Wendy's Friday Night Football from Ivor here in Hamilton. It's 21 degrees. The wind east at 15, right to left across your TV screen for starters tonight.
Tom Higgins has had an up-and-down season leading the Edmonton Eskimos, no question about that. They say that loss versus Toronto last week, the worst not just this year, but in a long, long time. However, since 2001 and taking over, he has not lost to the Hamilton Tiger Cats here at Ivor.
Greg Marshall has proven to be a no-nonsense head coach in his rookie season in the CFL. Marshall has made the tough decisions and won 5 times as many games as last year. With 5 games to play, the Tiger Cats are still in the thick of a playoff race.
Are they ever? I mean, they have to look over at the West Division as well. Saskatchewan and Winnipeg 1 point ahead of them at this point.
Tiger Cats won the toss and will take the ball, so that means Sean Fleming will tee it up to get the football evening underway. Eskimos with just 4 games remaining on their schedule and in a real struggle to be around for the playoffs if they don't win most of the 4 remaining games. Coming down at the 30-yard line. Chris Martin has room to run down the far side. Great beginning for the Tiger Cats.
What a start for Hamilton to get this crowd into the game. Chris Martin, who's going to start at the halfback on defense, also a return man in his 6th game with the Ticats. Watch the patience he uses on the opening kickoff. You know, on the opening kickoff of a big game, you're always real hyped up and want to just hit it up in there and get that first hit. Well, Chris Martin shows great patience to get to that outside.
A 45-yard return, and the Tiger Cats are first down at the Eskimo 35. Solid run to begin. That's Troy Davis. He's having a spectacular season. Davis is averaging 5 yards a carry and leads the league in rushing touchdowns with 8 so far. And up front along the offensive line, Hamilton's Wayne Smith, chosen first overall, continues to make an impact along the line in his rookie season. Great beginning for the Tiger Cats, and a first down picked up there after 13 yards gained by Troy Davis. Play action fake. McManus goes for it all. He's got it. No, couldn't catch, couldn't hang on. DJ Flick appeared to make the catch. It wasn't far off the mark.
It really wasn't, and DJ Flick had to lay out to get this football. Got a nice look at it right here. He's working one-on-one on Malcolm Frank. Outside, the ball had to be thrown way out in front of him because of Frank's position. But that ball did touch the ground. DJ Flick was that close to the first touchdown of the game.
No question about it, but he almost squeezed it. 2nd and 10, Tiger Cats. Inside the 25, McManus to the other side this time, and he'll get a strike for Archie Amerson. Eskimos say no, but it should be a first down.
That'll be a first down. This Edmonton defense reeling already. They have a couple of changes. One up front, Clinton Wayne starts in that interior defensive lineman position. Steve Charbonneau, Dorian Boose, a couple that have played in that spot. And then in the secondary, they go with Stephen Marsh on the corner. Crutchfield is gone due to injury. Quincy Coleman starts at safety. We'll take a look at if Hamilton goes after Marsh tonight.
Gain of 15 yards, and look where the Tiger Cats are now, inside the 10. McManus to the goal line and in. Touchdown, Hamilton. Ibtun Kara has the touchdown. Made the catch and fell across the line.
Well, I don't know what Greg Marshall says when he talks to the Hamilton Tiger Cats before a game. But I tell you what, his pregame speeches have worked more than once this season because this football team always comes out of the gate flying. The return sets this up. Ibtum Kara on the little rub route underneath comes up with the big catch and the touchdown to get things going for Hamilton and get the crowd in it early.
The return set it up, and the Tiger Cats finish it off. Great beginning in Steeltown tonight. McManus to Tunkara, 7-0 Ticats.
The CFL on TSN is brought to you in part by Wendy's, the official hamburger of the CFL. Wendy's, it's better here. By Molson Canadian, I am Canadian. By Rona, the how-to people. And by Rogers, your world right now.
Another great crowd on hand at Ivor Wynn. The scoring play, Tunkara with the 8-yard touchdown catch. And the Tiger Cats have an early lead on the Edmonton
what's up, man?
Eskimos.
I told you I'd get in there today.
That he did. Borum takes it deep down near the 20. This is Mike Bradley. Solid return guy for the Eskimos, and the kicker got him out. Borum over to force the return out of bounds.
Let's go back to the touchdown. Nice tandem play here between Amerson and Tunkara on the outside. Watch how Amerson creates some room for Tunkara right there. A bubble is created. Stephen Marsh has to work around the bubble. Now, even though he has some room, the throw has to be perfect. Throw outside, not inside by Danny McManus. Right on the spot. Tunkara has the touchdown.
Bradley's return sets the Eskimos up in good field position. Jason Moss, and a drop. Jason Tucker was the target, and Tucker struggled a little bit last week as the Eskimos look for the bounce-back game. This receiving core banged up. More pressure for the number 1 pass receiver, Jason Tucker. One change on this could be important to the Eskimos. Kevin Lesroot moves to center for the injured Tim Princeton for this game. Princeton is in hospital after knee surgery.
Well, the Eskimos are looking for a bounce-back game. Jason Moss, 3 interceptions, lots of drops versus the Toronto Argonauts. A couple by Tucker.
Behind the target this time, but Brock makes the catch, and he'll turn it to first down. He's at the 49.
Marshall shocked a lot of people when he released Jason Lamar, but gives an opportunity to Agustin Bertia. And he wants to be called Augie Bear in that middle of the Ticat defense, and that suits us perfect. And Ervin Justin gets a start on the corner. We'll see if Edmonton goes after the newcomer in that secondary. They got a couple, and there's Augie Bear for you.
There you go. Starting lineups brought to you by Tums. Tums tackles heartburn fast. First down, Edmonton. Ticat 49. Noisy crowd. This is Pringle looking to the outside by Montfort. Took a hit over there.
John, there's a lot of newcomers in the secondary of Hamilton Tiger Cats. They can get a whole lot of help tonight if they get good play out of the defensive line because they work in tandem. And this time, up front is going to be where this play is destroyed from the get-go. Penetration right there, and watch how Joe Mumford strings it out so that Mike Pringle has to turn his shoulders to the side. If they get good play out of that front 4, and that's a good one, it'll take some pressure off the secondary.
And Ervin Justin, number 19 in his first CFL game, putting the hit on Pringle there and limiting the gain to 2. Jason Moss has a target. It's Vaughn. And Vaughn turns into a huge play for the Eskimos. He's inside the 30.
Vaughn just does a nice job of playing the game from the shoulders up. Sometimes it's not all about speed or great hands. Sometimes it's just about being in the right spot. And Terry Vaughn looks, he sees the void in the defense. He finds the opening, waves his hand up there, and Terry Vaughn has come under some criticism over the last couple of weeks, and I don't think it's just like Terry Vaughn is doing his thing, and he's playing hurt, has been hurt all year.
That's his 61st catch of the season. It's another Edmonton first down. Moss, a little shovel pass. He's got Pringle, and Pringle is down to the 15.
You know, and Terry Vaughn, for the first time, John, in a lot of years, is struggling to get to the 1,000-yard mark. Terry Vaughn still has to work at that to get it this season. He's behind his normal pace. And one of the reasons for that, I believe, is the emergence of Brock Ralph in this offense. Brock Ralph has 41 catches.
13-yard gain for Pringle on that shovel. And when you look at Terry Vaughn, he's sitting 248 yards shy of that 1,000-yard mark coming into the game.
Edmonton, number 60.
Means
repeat first down.
He's going to need about 55 yards a game the rest of the way, and he's been under that this season at times. And we come into the season, you know, I know that Terry Vaughn, knowing him well over his career, he's not worried about it. But that's what Terry Vaughn has done year in and year out, and he's got to get there. He's got to work to do it. But I think Brock Ralph is a lot of the reason that he's not as close as he normally is.
Well, there's Moss under attack, and he's down. Scott and Cheatwood in on the Eskimo quarterback there.
You see, and this is what we're talking about, how the defensive line can help that secondary. This is a matchup that favors Edmonton when you're talking receivers against a young secondary. But if this defensive line can get pressure with 4, Johnny Scott up the middle, Adriano Belli, there's Tim Cheatwood from the outside, the bookends with Joe Mumford. They can get pressure, takes it off the secondary.
Cheatwood's 8th sack of the season. Eskimos looking at second and a bunch. Moss will go down again. Montford this time. These guys are going sack for sack, both coming to the game with 7. Both now have 8 on back-to-back deckings.
John, Jason Moss cannot get the football to his talented receivers if he is in that position right there. I mean, you have 5'3" all over you. Now, he has problems with the snap and has to go down and get it. But you have Joe Mumford all over you like that. You can't get the ball to Daryl Mitchell, Terry Vaughn, Jason Tucker, Brock Ralph.
So Sean Fleming is in, good on 75% of his field goals, 30 of 40. His longest from 50. This will be spotted at about the 43. He's got plenty of leg, and he'll get this one. So the Eskimos number 3. The Ticats lead it by 4. Patrolling the sidelines in Hamilton tonight, John Lou at the Tiger Cats bench, and Claude Faig with the Eskimos. Claude.
Well, John, no doubt the fact that Jason Moss has hit the 4,000-yard passing mark for the season may just be the tip of the iceberg tonight. Of course, Moss personally took the heat for the loss against the Argos in Edmonton last week. It's the kind of stuff great players are made of, according to Jason Tucker and Terry Vaughn, who both expect them to bounce back with a big game tonight. Of course, that's something, guys, that the Ticats certainly don't want to see, is Jason Moss getting back on track.
Well, he was good on 60% of his passes last week against the Argos, but there were 3 interceptions. Here are the Tiger Cats first down beginning at the 35. Play action fake. McManus had to run for his life, and he'll draw a flag.
Well, I think they'll sort this out. If the ball didn't make the line of scrimmage, then they're going to probably call intentional grounding unless they see that Troy Davis was close enough. But just to get back to Jason Moss for just a second, you look at his numbers and the pace that he's on. He's over 4,000 now.
There's no infraction on the intentional grounding. Number 32, an eligible receiver, was in the area. Second down.
That's a good decision by the officials. Troy Davis was close enough. You look at Jason Moss's numbers and the fact that he's nudging 67% in the completion percentage department. And this is the numbers coming in. 22 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, folks. Quarterback position, that's good enough to win.
22 touchdowns, good for number 2.
That's
so
good
far
enough to win
season.
a championship.
2nd and 10. McManus has time, and he's got a target. DJ Flick made the catch, took a hit. He's down at the 55. Donnie Brady back in the Eskimo lineup makes the tackle on Flick here.
And I love this catch from DJ Flick for one reason, and one reason only. He's the outside guy, and guess where he's going? He's going to end up back in that danger zone. And he knows one thing. When he gets in there, he's going to get hit by Robert Grant. And he takes that hit, not only absorbs the hit, but bounces up to the outside. And that's a tough catch for DJ Flick.
20-yard gain for the Tiger Cats, set up right on midfield. Davis. And the Eskimos were waiting.
Here. You know, this is a challenge for the Edmonton defense because their run defense has been suspect throughout most of this season. In fact, when they have struggled, their run defense has let them down, and they're facing one of the premier running backs in the league in Troy Davis. In the last 2 losses for the Edmonton Eskimos, they've given up 276 yards along the ground. Forget blaming Jason Moss. That's too many.
Davis held to a gain of less than 1. McManus will put it up on 2nd down. Off the fingertips of DJ Flick. And Frank was covering on the Tiger Cat receiver that time. But positive yards for the Tiger Cats, who'll kick from somewhere around midfield.
A good start to this game. We've seen the Tiger Cats' sense of urgency, I think, out of the gate, and they know their position. I mean, they are in a dogfight for a playoff spot. They look at the crossover in Winnipeg and Saskatchewan. The playoffs start today. Hamilton, even though they're in 3rd, are not in it.
That's because Saskatchewan and Winnipeg have 1 more point.
That's right.
In the other division.
And we're seeing that urgency early in this game from Hamilton.
Huge kick. Winston October misjudged it, and he'll give up a single point. October had a terrific run against the Tiger Cats when they met back in July. 298 return yards in that game. A little Wendy's Friday Night Football. Ticats lead by 5. John Lou is down at the Hamilton bench.
Well, folks, if you're bored with the usual quarterback controversy, the Tiger Cats have a potential safety controversy brewing. Wayne Shaw's been filling in for free safety Rob Hitchcock for the last few weeks while Hitchcock has healed a torn hamstring. However, this week, Tiger Cats coaches and Hitchcock said that he's 100%. However, head coach Greg Marshall is keeping Hitchcock in a backup linebacker position. a position he hasn't played in over 10 years since his college days. So as a result, the former All-Star is having to fight back for his starting job. Stay tuned over the last 4 weeks of the season, guys.
Mike Pringle for a couple of yards there. Actually, it's closer to 6 when they spot the ball.
Very interesting when you look at this free safety controversy here in Hamilton. Rob Hitchcock off that hamstring. They do say he's healthy now. He will get back to that safety position, I'm sure. Wayne Shaw, I think if you ask Shaw, would rather play one of the other spots in the secondary than the safety position.
And Hitchcock will see duty at linebacker. 50% of the plays we think tonight. Another miss. Another drop by Jason Tucker. And this is very uncharacteristic of the Eskimos' leading receiver. We talked about the 2 drops last week and already 2 tonight.
Well, and uncharacteristic in the fact, John, I think that it's been 2 games. I mean, now we're looking at, you know, back-to-back games now where Tucker is struggling. And
psychological when you look at the 2 plays he's missed tonight, don't you think?
Well, it's got to be back there, you know, bothering him in the back of his mind, and he's fighting the football.
Fleming is in. Yeast is back. Penalty down. 1 hop for Craig Yeast. And there was nowhere to go. He's stopped in his tracks at the 41. We'll follow these Tiger Cats again next Friday night. Hamilton and Winnipeg. Ticats and the Blue Bombers. The Bombers, a team on the bounce back at 6-8, 12 points, tied with Saskatchewan.
Now, what happened on that last play? There were 2 penalties, offside and an illegal formation. Ticats had the option because the formation problem happened first, so they'll make Edmonton kick 1 more time.
Fleming back near his 25. Yeast near his 30. Higher kick by Fleming. There were no yards on this.
And that's the 15-yard version of no yards because Craig East caught that in the air. You know, Hamilton Tiger Cats have had success this year, and when they've had, the key man in that lineup has been Troy Davis versus the Toronto Argonauts on Labor Day. One of the best games, if you missed it, that you missed it in CFL in a long time. A 30-30 tie in overtime, and Troy Davis rushed for 233 with a 7-yard average, and 233 was a Ticat record that night. Now, Davis is on pace for a couple of other records. If he continues at his current rate, Troy Davis will set the mark in Ticat history, will be the all-time leading rusher, and he may break the record for a single season rushing yard.
DJ Flick in motion near side, and it's Davis. The Eskimos are playing him hard tonight. Troy Davis stopped after a short gain.
You know, when you look at it, there it is overall, and Jerry McDougall, 7 seasons in Hamilton with 4,270 yards. Troy Davis on his pace, he will get that record and become the all-time leader in Ticat history running the football. But he needs some help up front because you're right, Edmonton's playing him tough so far tonight.
Actually, a yard loss on the play, so McManus looks to put it up, has time to do so, and missed his target there.
John, you know how we always talk about reads and how quarterbacks and receivers are always on or can be on the same page, and that time was an example of Dante Gilliam not on the same page with McManus. Flag came out late on that play as the teams were heading to the sidelines. They see they're trying to discuss what happened there because Gilliam kind of turned in.
Objectionable conduct, taunting, Hamilton number 68. 3rd down.
Ooh, Dave Hacknell there, as they were walking off, said something to an Edmonton Eskimo.
So that'll force the Tiger Cats a little deeper for this 3rd down kick by Jamie Borum.
See, Ib Tunkara giving Gilliam a little bit of help over there on the sideline as well to make sure he understands the play called by Danny McManus.
Gilliam new to the Tiger Cat lineup as the 5th receiver in this one tonight. Winston October, the lone man deep for the Eskimos. Up across the 35, and flags fly on that return as well. 37-yard punts and a 3-yard return. So he got the record on September 18th, Mike Pringle did. The all-time leading rusher in Canadian Football League history.
We thought it may have been in the rematch versus the Calgary Stampeders. He got within 2 yards, and then versus the BC Lions on his first carry of the game, Mike Pringle rushed into CFL history and into the record books.
Presentation from George Reed that night, and Pringle is 39 yards away in this one tonight from going on to his 9th 1,000-yard season.
And by the way, George Reed had 11 of those.
Jason Moss, play action, and another drop. Oh my. What's happening to Jason Tucker here? 3 tonight. First 2 a little more costly than that one, I would guess, but still.
And right now that Edmonton offense really not establishing Mike Pringle. We talked about his record, and he's approaching the 1,000-yard season again and been a big part of their success when Edmonton has had success this year, and it's been up and down. Mike Pringle looking for number 9.
2nd and 10 for Jason Moss, standing in, and he's got Pringle out of the backfield, and we'll see where they spot this one. It looks like he might be very close to the first down.
You know, and I talked to some of the Eskimos today about the record, and of course we did the rematch in Calgary, and he was within 2 yards of the record that night. It was quite dramatic the way he had it, lost it, was close to it, lost some yards, back and forth. And you know what they said to a man, the Eskimos, about it tonight? We're just glad it's over.
I would think they would be, but there was that opportunity, and we were there for it. It was at Commonwealth, and and for Eskimo fans, it would have been a rather special evening. And then you go into the next game, enemy territory, and you only need 2 yards, so it's a matter of
it was a little anticlimactic.
One play, and you've set the record. A little anticlimactic is right.
But they got it out of the way, and what a football game that was. BC and Edmonton, overtime win by the BC Lions.
Eskimos may still be reeling from that loss. You know, it was a real tough one to swallow.
Whoa. That was ugly.
There'll be no play, no return there.
Sean Fleming's got to load up another ball. That one's out of bounds.
An ugly kick of 23 yards sets the Tiger Cats up at the Hamilton 50. And penalty flags fly again.
You talked about the success of Troy Davis, and it's no coincidence that when a tailback has good yardage in a season.
Procedure, Hamilton, number 68. Repeat first down.
Tailback has success in a season rushing the football. It's usually because he has a good fullback in front of him. And Julian Radlin doesn't make the headlines very often, but he is like a guard when it comes to blocking back there. And a lot of Troy Davis's success is because Julian Radlin has helped him out.
Into the final few seconds of the opening quarter, Ticats look at 1st and 15. McManus has to step up and throw. He's got DJ Flick. This will be a first down. And Flick sails into Eskimo territory across the 40-yard line and down to about the 38. Pinned there by Quincy Coleman. This is a nice play.
The veteran and Danny McManus, how he takes a quick look in a stressful situation for a quarterback. McManus feels the pressure and has to step up. Look at that little peek to Julian Radlin before he throws it to DJ Flick over the middle. That little peek to Radlin freezes the defense for a split second and opens Flick up.
This should be the last play of the opening quarter. First down, Tiger Cats. Eskimo 38, Troy Davis. And the Eskimos have game planned for him rather well so far. Davis has not been able to get much yardage on any of his carries so far. Ticats on top by 5 after 1.
At the quarter, brought to you by Reebok, the only brand that hangs in every CFL locker.
Ticats with one touchdown already on the board, driving for another one after they lost their last game, 32-30 to Saskatchewan. Their head coach, Greg Marshall, challenged them and said, what kind of team are we going to be here, boys? Are we going to be a playoff team or a middle-of-the-road team? And I think they've heard the challenge, and they've come out with some urgency tonight.
Well, I love what they're doing offensively, Dave. I mean, Danny McManus is looking like McManus of old, but he's getting some help. Finally, he's got some good receivers, and DJ Flick is really impressing me. Here you're going to see the classic post wheel. He's going to go up here, and he's got the wheel from Morreale coming in behind him. But he's not just running the flat-out post. He understands he's in zone. He needs to find the open area. So what he wants to do is not go in here. He wants to sit in here and get the ball delivered to him before the defender. And you're going to see why he adjusted the angle the way he did. He could have come in here and rounded out in here. He could have come in there. Instead, he decides to sit into this area right here, and that is where the ball goes just before he takes the hit. This is what I like to see, and you saw it just there at the end of the quarter with DJ Flick again sitting down the hole, Schultz working for his quarterback.
Canadian DJ Flick. I mean, when you think about the Hamilton Ticats, you don't think always of great Canadian content, but watch Jamie Borum here. He's back as the punter and the kicker. Now check this out. Look at that hit. That is like a Noel Prefontaine type of situation where you take the guy out of bounds physically. If Jamie Borum can be the punter, then the kicker, and he can also be part of the cover team, hey, another improvement for the Hamilton Ticats.
Both the guys talking about Hamilton because Edmonton
they're winning.
Not looking so good so far, but it's lots of football left.
Welcome back to Ivor Win in Hamilton. Let's look at the numbers from quarter number one.
Fairly even, and you got to think that Jason Maas right here would have a better total if not for 3 drops already from Jason Tucker. And this is a puzzle. I mean, this is strange. Jason Tucker.
The Eskimos' leading receiver coming into this game again. Here's McManus on second down. And flags are everywhere as McManus connects with Morreale. That's enough for a first down, depending on the infraction. Catch for Mike Morreale.
It's in that interference or illegal contact area of the field, and I think Morreale was trying to find a hole in the zone. Some of the Edmonton defenders.
Illegal contact on an eligible receiver. Edmonton number 8. Penalties decline. Take the game. First down.
So that's Robert Grant.
Yeah, we'll put it right on Robert Grant. Was trying to not allow him to get to that open area.
Morreale gets 16. The Tiger Cats continue the drive.
With Robert Grant, Quincy Coleman, and Singor Mobley, the 3 can rotate through, and Grant will often be up as the linebacker, but sometimes he drops to the safety spot.
Ticats with the first down at the Eskimo 20. Eskimo run defense has stepped it up for this one. Again, they have Troy Davis stopped in his tracks.
Well, this is a big-time collision from Glenn Young and Julian Radlin. I mean, Glenn Young comes in there, and he's got a bit of a run, so he's going to have a bit of an advantage. But here's Radlin right here. Now, just follow him on this play because you're going to see Glenn Young meet him in the hole. Right there. Look how he takes on the block with the right shoulder, steps into Julian Radlin, one of the best blocking fullbacks in the league, and turns the play away. Taking on the run block right there from Glenn Young.
The Eskimos are offside. So the Tiger Cats move up to the 15. It's 1st and 5 from there. McManus with time looking to the end zone. He's got him. Craig Yeast celebrates another Hamilton touchdown. Great to see this ballpark alive again. Another great crowd on hand at Ivor Win.
John, they have lots to cheer about early on. This is a tremendous throw and patience from Craig Yeast. Shannon Garrett did not know where the ball was, and it drops into the arms of Craig Yeast.
Nice pattern by Yeast. And Tiger Cat fans have had a lot to cheer about already tonight. 15-3, Ticats on top.
Wendy's CFL Fantasy Football. Register free all season long at fsn.ca. Pick from 2 CFL Fantasy Football games, casual or hardcore. With great weekly and monthly prizes, there's more than just bragging rights on the line. You could win a Sony 42-inch Grand Vega TV or the Ultimate Dream Workshop from Porter Cable. Think you know Canadian football? Prove it. Get CFL.ca or FSN.ca for Wendy's CFL Fantasy Football and sign up now.
Play $1 Million Touchdown to win at Safeway. Get a bonus entry when you buy any participating product, including Pillsbury Pizza and Pizza Pops. Pop your hunger. Swipe your card at Safeway today.
Tiger Cats offense has looked real good tonight. Craig East has his 4th touchdown reception of the season, a 15-yarder, and Danny McManus has now crossed 23 touchdowns to move into 2nd place, one ahead of Jason Moss in the touchdown department. Winston October, one of 2 deep for the Eskimos. Mike Bradley takes this one, number 22, cut across the 35.
Danny McManus puts this ball up nicely so Craig East can just run underneath it, and he knows he has Shannon Garrett with his back to the football. So watch this throw as Danny McManus puts it out in front, lets Craig East run under it. Shannon Garrett has to try and find it. He doesn't get the ball call. At least if he does, it's too late, and East has a touchdown.
McManus to East. That was the 6th play of a 60-yard drive.
Get that right there. You won't get something. Get that right there. That's the baby. Back at the house right there. Troy.
A problem for Moss, and he's down again. Juggled the exchange.
You know, he's had some problems with center, and you know there's been a change for the Edmonton Eskimos up front. And right now, Kevin Lesfrud, who's moved over to the center position for Tim Princeton, he is having his problems with that shotgun snap. It's putting Jason Moss in a bind from the get-go.
Lesfrud making his first start at center for the Eskimos, but during his time in Montreal, filled in for Brian Chu on a couple of occasions at center. But the other change up front for the Eskimos, which doesn't help either, is Glenn Carson has moved from right tackle or left tackle over to right guard. Joe McGrath is in there. Second and a bunch, and Moss is hit as he throws. Well, Mumford got through. He has a sack already and a pressure there.
And see, John, you talk about the offensive line and their struggles, and it's intensified with the fact that they're facing this front four of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, as good as it gets in the CFL, with Cheatwood and Joe Mumford, the bookends. And this time it's Mumford's turn around the corner, hitting Moss as he throws. But up front, they get the great push from Belly and Scott. Look at Cheatwood and Mumford. 9 sacks for Mumford, 8 sacks for Tim Cheatwood.
Those two staging a sack derby of their own. Jason Goss for the Tiger Cats, and good field position again for Hamilton. They'll begin near the 50-yard line with another first down. 2 and outs in a row for the Eskimos offense, so the Tiger Cats get it back in a hurry. Here's McManus on first down, pumps once, onto the cover, and he's got Yeast again. Another first down, 50 plus, McManus to Yeast.
Well, here's the exact opposite of what Jason Moss is facing. For Danny McManus, look at the time he will have. Watch the big boys up front create the pocket for Danny McManus with the help of Troy Davis in the back end. Davis picks up Robert Grant. Danny McManus has time to pump fake the football, then go back to Craig East on the opposite side of the field.
Jason Moss has had no time at any time tonight, has he? It is a 19-yard gain. First down at the 41. Open again. Another target, and it's Amerson with flags down in the vicinity.
Yeah, Donnie Brady's going to get called on pass interference. Another nice pickup from Troy Davis. You know, we talk about what Troy Davis does when he gets the football in his hands. How about when he doesn't and is asked to block? Once again, he slid over, picked up the blitz that was coming on McManus.
Forward pass interference. Edmonton number 26. Penalties declined. The gain is better. First down.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it?
Cut to the chase. Watch there, Troy Davis. Now, we know what he does when he gets the ball, but he also has to stay in that backfield and pick up blitz. There's the fake, comes over. A.J. Gass, just enough of him to get him to the outside. That allows Danny McManus to throw the football, and at the other end, Donnie Brady right there with the grab. He'll take the play. It was better.
Amerson, a 15-yard gain. Ticats threatening again. McManus intercepted. Tipped and then intercepted by the Eskimos. A.J. Gass comes up with the Danny McManus pass.
Danny McManus wanted to throw this football away, but he was being hit by Rashad Gente. He came across number 97 and hit Danny McManus. He tried to throw this football, and why? He just trying to throw it out here in open space. And because he's getting whacked, he can't do that. Ball bounces right into the hands of A.J. Gass. Here comes the pressure from the outside. Raheem Abdullah is there. He's guys providing pressure as well. That ball was he was trying to throw it away.
Didn't quite get there, so a collision in the backfield, and Pringle and the quarterback Jason Moss tangle there. But Pringle picks up good yardage, bouncing off Jason Moss.
Big play by A.J. Gass.
Yeah, you can't believe it, can
he? He's got to go talk to this offense, too, because the offense right now for the Edmonton Eskimos, they've just got to relax. I mean, they're uptight. They understand the pressure on this game, bouncing back from 2 losses, but they're out of sync, man. There's a collision in the backfield.
2nd and 3, and they won't get the first down. Tiger Cat defense proving stingy tonight as Johnny Scott celebrates down there.
Well, one of the reasons the Edmonton offense is out of sync is because of that front 4. Right now, the front 4 is winning the battle. Johnny Scott, Adriano Belli, Mumford, and Cheatwood. Here they are right along the line here. Now just take a look, because they are winning the battle. Watch how they're getting penetration. You see how that offensive line, the line of scrimmage was up at the front. They moved that line of scrimmage back 1.5 yards. No chance for a play for the Edmonton Eskimos offense.
And that's 4 2-and-outs in a row for the Eskimos. Johnny Scott contributing there. It's 3rd down in a kicking situation. Rashawn Fleming back at his 20. Jason Goss for the Tiger Cats inside his 40. Looking for room to the outside. Got a block there. Nice return brewing for the Tiger Cats. Everything is working out well. Goss upended, crossing the 35. And look where the Tiger Cats are 1st and 10 after a 47-yard return.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Sports Center Newsroom. I'm Darren DeTisha. We're going to get you back to the football game in just a moment or two. Haven't seen the Ticats beat up the Edmonton Eskimos like this in a long time. We'll return to Ivor Wynn in seconds. A reminder, the next edition of the show will come your way immediately following tonight's contest. Here are some of the stories we are working on. We start with a little afternoon baseball. Cubs trailing Atlanta 5-1 in the ninth. Ben Grieve will rope a double to center. 2-run score. It's 5-3. Next batter, Jose Macias, makes it a 1-run game with an RBI single. It all came down to Derek Lee, but Kevin Grabowski gets a piece of it. Rafael Furcal completes the out. The Cubbies' 3rd straight 1-run loss. Braves win it 5-4. And later tonight, Ichiro Suzuki goes for the single-season hit record against Texas. He's a hit away from tying George Sisler's record and 2 away from breaking it. Now, elsewhere, Sidney Crosby, the Rimouski Oceanic star, hurt himself tonight. We'll have highlights and more in about an hour. We'll see you then.
How many times have you seen the mistake made at the point of attack because of a clip? Franz Clarkson from the Ticats does a nice job right here of getting in good position to make the block at the point of attack, but not get the clipping call. He kept his head and shoulders in front of Rashad Gente, and Goss got to the outside.
A 47-yard return for Jason Goss, setting the Tiger Cats up at the 33, 1st down. Here's McManus, time to throw. He's got a target. It's Craig Yeast again. And Yeast more than halfway to a 1st down. Looks like a gain of about 7, maybe 8 yards.
You know, when asked about the running game, Greg Marshall said that, you know, yeah, we know how important the running game is, but we won't hit our head against the wall trying to run the football if the team's geared up to stop it. Looks like the Edmonton Eskimos have been geared up to stop Troy Davis. That's why they're throwing more.
Here's a huge number. The Tiger Cats have started the drive on average at the 54-yard line, so they've been in super field position all night long. This one is picked off. Grant has it. Back-to-back interceptions tossed by McManus. The first one didn't hurt. We'll see what happens here, but that was a floater, and 2 flags are down on the return.
The first interception, John, Danny McManus was trying to throw it away and was hit. That one is on 14, and the reason it is because he doesn't count Robert Grant.
Illegal block. Edmonton number 90. After the interception, first down.
We talked about how there's versatility in that defense for the Edmonton Eskimos with Robert Grant, Singor Mobley, and Quincy Coleman. That was a case of linebacker Robert Grant rolling to the safety and surprising the veteran in Danny McManus. He thought he was lobbing the football over Quincy Coleman and didn't count Robert Grant, who rolled back to the safety and was right there.
And he's taking full responsibility, as you see at the Tiger Cat bench. Hamilton has turned it over twice on interceptions by McManus, but the Eskimos will start deep in Edmonton territory, inside the 10. Jason Moss has Terry Vaughn. And Vaughn hammered out near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, you have to hit, John, you have to hit Terry Vaughn out of bounds. Don't think for a minute that Terry Vaughn, hurt or not, playing with bumps and bruises or not, is going to just run out of bounds on his own. I mean, that's not going to happen. I don't care how close he is to that sideline, and he's tightrope walking that baby right now. But you want to get him out, you're going to have to hit him out.
Eskimos have a first down. It's been a rarity for Edmonton the last 4 sequences. Here's Pringle for 4, maybe 5.
But John, that play to Terry Vaughn was back to a play they ran in the first quarter that they did have some success, a layered play over the middle. And you know who's over the middle? Augie Bear, right? So not only does Agustin Barrenechea have to drop back and learn the pass coverage, he has to be concerned with Mike Pringle. So maybe they're going after that middle of the zone defense and see if Augie Bear can cover some ground.
That's cheating a little bit when you shorten the name down that much.
Well,
What do you think?
He said it was okay to do it. He'd like it that way.
Jason Moss. Well, he's in the middle of things. He's a rookie with the Tiger Cats. Your pal Augie Bear, 4th-round pick, 30th overall out of the University of Calgary.
Procedure, Edmonton number 61. Prior to the snap, repeat second down.
And looking back to his university days, Glenn, a CIS All-Canadian.
Well,
so he's a guy who's got the talent.
And I talked to his teammates today, and they can't wait to see him play. And they think that this guy has what it takes. They love him in the middle. Rob Hitchcock will play beside him a bunch tonight to help him if he needs help getting the calls right.
Coming into this game, 16 special teams tackles. Behind Terry Vaughn, the timing is off from the quarterback to his receivers now.
Well, Barrenechea is a great story in that, John. You said 16 special teams tackles, and he reminds me a little bit of like the Kevin Ibens of the world, the Kevin Ibens of the CFL. Guys who, you know, pay their dues on the teams, and look at him step up, take on that run block, and get out there. I mean, Barrenechea made this move. Jason Lamar was released, yes, but he earned it from his special teams work.
Well, and that's the reason that they could make them go to a drastic measure and release a guy who is destined to be an All-Canadian.
Where's the DBs? Get the DBs.
3rd down, and Fleming puts it down near the 25. Goss again, had a big one last time, still on his feet. And again, look where the Tiger Cats will begin. Right out near midfield, leading the tacklers, Donnie Brady. Fritos Vandemonium awards Grey Cup trips to the wackiest fans in football. And we'll find a few nominations here in Hamilton at Iberwin tonight.
Friday.
Wow.
That means one
Now,
thing.
here is a front runner.
CFL football, Wendy's, Friday night.
He's working at it.
Wow, that's enough to scare you a little bit.
And we'll scour the stands for a few more before we award the trip.
He was the man with 10 hats. You see that? He had 10 hats on.
Really?
The one big one and all the 9 little ones of all the team. Man.
Well, Danny McManus has tossed back-to-back interceptions to snuff out the Tiger Cats' last 2 drives, but the Eskimos were unable to take advantage of it, so the score has not changed as a result. Tiger Cats still lead it 15-3. Troy Davis, left side, and the Eskimos knew what they had to do to win this game. They had to stop Davis, but they have to stop a couple of other Tiger Cat weapons as well.
Yeah, offensively, you know, when you throw a couple of interceptions, the way you settle down is to go to your running back. But boy, it's been tough running for Troy Davis because he tried a couple up the middle early on, nothing doing, and then that one he tried to bounce to the outside and he was shut down again.
Well, he got 3 there, so it'll be 2nd and 7, but not what we're used to seeing from Troy Davis, who averages 5 yards per carry. McManus has a target. It's Flick. DJ Flick again, and a penalty marker is down. So Flick was the go-to guy in the opening quarter, and he's got substantial yardage here.
I think this one will be coming back, though. Looked like the Hamilton Ticats.
Holding.
Yeah.
Hamilton, number 59. Repeat, 2nd down.
That's Wayne Smith at right guard.
And Wayne Smith gets nabbed there. This play took a while. He's right over here, number 59. Let's just take a look at him. Wayne Smith, you know, when the play takes this long to develop, you're asking your big offensive linemen to hang on that much longer, and they hang on too long, they're going to get caught.
Well, hang on is not a good word to mention around offensive linemen, is it?
No, I can do it up here. I can do it when I'm way up here. I don't do it when I'm on field level.
No.
Around them.
Hang on is holding in this game. So 2nd and a bunch, and there was early movement. McManus may have a free one here. Morreale paid the price, but made the catch. Now Morreale in the first game between these 2 teams took a big hit from A.J. Gass. He remembered it. Didn't want to make too much out of it, and he hangs on to that one.
Flags down again, John. We'll see if it's offside. Edmonton. This is Morreale hiding up here.
Edmonton. Penalty decline. The gain's greater. 1st down.
Offside is going against the Eskimos. Watch Morreale find some room in the seam, but it's not a lot of room. And Donnie Brady puts the helmet right in his rib cage.
See Morreale bounce up.
Morreale's heard the coach tell him many times, you catch it over the middle. Whether you catch it or not, you're going to get hit. You might as well catch it.
Hang on to the ball. Why not? 25-yard gain. McManus to Morreale. 4:43 till halftime. They'll try Troy Davis again, and this time Davis explodes out of there. Shannon Garrett had to make the tackle.
You talk, John, about offensive linemen and how sometimes we only talk about them when they get that holding call. Wayne Smith being the last guy for the Ticats to get one. I want to show you something great from Wayne Smith right in here. Watch Wayne Smith, 59 here, fire out on this running play. Bam! What a hit right across the middle on Clinton Wayne. That doesn't allow any penetration from the Edmonton defensive line so that Troy Davis can get outside. We talk about him in a good way, too.
And Davis picks up 11 yards and a 1st down as a result. McManus outbound. DJ Flick. And he couldn't hang in. Couldn't keep his feet in bounds. No catch.
And well, right now, this offensive line for the Ticats, though, is coming together. You look at Dave Hack, who just year in and year out is their nominee for the outstanding lineman. He's a big 68 on that tackle position right there. And he plays right beside Wayne Smith. And Wayne Smith, of course, a 1st-round pick, went to Kent State. Now, you got those 2 guys playing together now, and they're starting to gel.
Ticats looking 2nd and 10. McManus shotgun. Coverage was too tight. Dondra Gilliam is the intended target there. One of the newcomers to this Ticat receiving corps.
And it was the coverage that makes a play for Edmonton, because the boys up front, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Wayne Smith and Dave Hack, they did their job, right? They gave Danny McManus a chance to throw this football. That's just focus your attention on these two right here. Now, are they holding it up on the outside? Watch Hack. Look at that position. Great position on Raheem Abdullah, not allowing him to get to the quarterback, but good coverage downfield makes up for it for Edmonton.
Craig East will spot it at the 34 for Jamie Borum. Borum good on 73%. He's way wide on this one. It'll sail for a single, perhaps. Winston October thinks he's got a little room. And he likely should have given up the point. He's dropped at about the 6.
Baranachia, the special teams. Big tackle.
So Borum misses. The score remains the same, with the Ticats on top, 15-3. The blackout has been lifted here in Hamilton, where it's Hall of Fame weekend. We're 3 minutes away from halftime, and the guys are fired up and ready for that. Let's see if the Eskimos can put together a drive in the final 3 minutes of the opening half. Oh, huge hits. Catch made. Daryl Mitchell.
Yeah, I like this Jason Goss. We've seen him in the return game a couple of times. They've had some problems at that halfback spot. They've gone to Rodney Cox. They went to Troy Saunders. They found this Jason Goss. Played 4 games in the National Football League with Arizona. And he's come to play tonight.
This is third game for the Tiger Cats, number 27. Almost everyone's favorite number. And frustration for a very emotional Jason Moss.
Well, it is, and it's frustrating for Jason Moss for a couple of reasons. He can't establish anything because the pressure he's facing from the front 4. But he looks at that secondary with Jason Goss and Arabin Justin, Wayne Shaw.
Offside. Hamilton, number 2. Repeat second down.
Chris Martin and Diedrich Mathis, really the only veteran back there. And he thinks, look, we got all these young guys to the CFL in the secondary. Let's go after him. And he's not been able to do that because of 5'3", 7'2", 7'8", and 4'9".
Tiger Cats begin this game with 3 rookies to the CFL in the lineup. It's just the 3rd game for Jason Goss. Arabin Justin, number 19 on the corner, is playing in his 1st game. Chris Martin in his 5th.
And then you got a young middle linebacker.
Second down, less than a yard to go, and the Eskimos will get the first down.
You know, that's why when you talk to offensive coordinators, and Danny Machocha will tell you this, that talk to offensive coordinators and you ask them about mismatches and when you get young guys in the secondary like the Ticats have tonight, and they'll tell you almost every time, you know, we want to run our game plan. You know, we want to make sure we do what we do well. And the reason for that is because if you get too excited and too gung-ho to go after one person, things can break down for you because you're going out of your own game plan.
The Eskimos spread 3 receivers to the near side, and Moss is looking in this direction. Missing Daryl Mitchell by a couple of yards.
But look at this play from the youngsters and Jason Goss. I say young to the CFL. They do have experience in the National Football League. And Arabin Justin, who drops back in there and really comes off his man to help out. And they play this like 2 veteran defensive backs. Daryl Mitchell's trying to run a corner route, and you got Goss over top 27, and look at how 19 Arabin Justin slides underneath. It really turns into double coverage. That's the next step. That's veteran play.
Rock route, flank wide, near side. Herbert, and he's down again. Jason Moss. And Montford is there to celebrate another sack. He and Cheatwood are on top of the quarterback there. 4th sack. Montford has had the last 3.
You know, it takes a little pressure off your coordinators when Joe Montford is fired up. You know, and this front 4 for the Hamilton Tiger Cats right now is fired. Look at Montford's speed. I mean, this is straight inside move, Montfort is gone. Joe McGrath had no chance slowing down Joe Montfort.
2 minutes to go. Montfort has taken over the league lead with 3 sacks in this one tonight.
I told you I was going to get you.
Yeah, and when you talk, Joe, everyone listens.
Yes, 10 sacks, and Joe loves to lead that sack parade, but one of the great competitions is with 53 and 49.
That's how we doing it.
It's a tag team, as they say. Both coming into this game with 7. Cheatwood has 1, and Montfort a total of 10. So we'll keep track for Puro later.
Hey, you know, when you're a coach like Greg Marshall or how about Cavis Reed, a defensive coordinator, you turn around and look at those two, you go, oh yeah, my bookends are coming off the ball tonight. They're coming off the ball tonight.
And then look at the problems the Eskimos have with a rookie playing at center with Tim Princeton out of the game. Leftsroot are out for a while after an injury. Leftsroot moving to center, and then Glenn Carson moving to the other side. And this is about the only thing the Eskimos can do at this point. Maybe take a little time off the clock as Fleming looks to step out of the end zone.
And Joe Montfort said they can't handle this.
Racing on him.
You know, and
Racing on him. The last time he was flying, Montfort still staying in the same position.
it sounds like in this relationship, Joe does a lot of the talking and Tim a lot of the listening.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that when you're in the business of getting to the quarterback, does it?
Yeah, let's throw in the guy right beside them there, Johnny Scott. And if you go far enough, there's Adriano Belli.
He still got some more in this game, though.
That's a load, folks. I mean, that is a load. When they're coming off the ball, watch out.
That is the front 4 of the Tiger Cats, not necessarily in that order, obviously.
Well, no.
Cheatwood and Montfort are the ends. And slide Belly into the middle beside Johnny Scott.
But, John, when they're on the bench, they're not required to sit in their regular positions.
No, not on the bench when they're celebrating. 24 sacks between that gang there.
Football is fun when you're getting after it like Joe Montfort is right now.
But you know what they got slide. That's why he hit down. That's why they're wide out. They got the fullback in there. Wide out.
I still got to run Madison, get around both of them somehow.
I get the feeling they may not be through tonight.
Well, no, I mean, this is a well-rested football team. And reading the papers today in the last couple of days, because we've been here for the Hall of Fame celebration, and a lot of pressure on this D-line, because with the question marks in the secondary, the answer to those questions is a pass rush. If you get a pass rush, you can have as many question marks as you want in the secondary. Doesn't matter, because the pass rush will win you the day. Right now, Hamilton's getting the pass rush.
Looking ahead to Sunday night, the NFL on TSN. St. Louis at San Francisco. It comes your way 8:30 Eastern Time. 5:30 on the West Coast. NFL primetime begins at 7:30 to get you ready for the NFL Sunday Nighter on TSN. McManus has tossed 2 interceptions, but it hasn't cost the Tiger Cats at all so far. McManus has had time. Here's the 3rd interception, and Frank heads to the end zone. He's got 4 already, and that's his 5th interception return for a touchdown. Flags fly at the line. A CFL record established by Malcolm Frank with his 5th interception return for a touchdown, and that'll quiet the crowd here just a little bit.
There was a late flag as Malcolm Frank crossed the goal line.
I think it was going against the Tiger Cats from the indication down there.
In the first 8 games of the season, the Edmonton Eskimos had just 3 interceptions. Here comes the call.
Offside. Hamilton, number 9. That penalty's declined. Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Edmonton, number 93. After the touchdown, that penalty be applied on the kickoff. Touchdown stands.
And there's the record holder right there, Malcolm Frank.
And John, they have just taken off in the interception department, led by Malcolm Frank, who now leads the Canadian Football League in interceptions and has himself a CFL record.
That's hard to believe that you can take that many back for touchdowns in a single season. But when you're on the corner, that's the advantage you do have out there. Eskimos get right back into this one. They're down by a touchdown.
Now, when you renovate with Rona or decorate with Rona, you can accumulate Air Miles Reward Miles with Rona. Because now, Rona stores across Canada are a sponsor of the Air Miles Reward program. Get these specials and more in store. Buy CIL Signature or Celux Series paint, a Can-Arm chandelier or ceiling light, or a Korhani carpet, and you could get up to 100 bonus Air Miles Reward Miles. To get your Air Miles Reward Miles, ask Rona, the how-to people.
Well, it was looking a little gloomy for the Eskimos until Malcolm Frank took this back 44 yards.
Well, Danny McManus is going to try and throw this out on the outside. And the timing's a bit off because he has pressure in his face. And when he does, Malcolm Frank is there to take it to the house for a CFL record. Tremendous feat from Malcolm Frank on that play. Great coverage. Turns into another. Watch his feet. I want you to focus right down on these. Look at how quick he comes out of his break. Back, back, back. Plant. Come out of your break. Come downhill. Take that baby and goodbye.
Malcolm Frank, no spring chicken. He's in his 10th CFL season. And when you look at the numbers, this might be his best, one would think. With 5 returns of interceptions for touchdowns. 120 till halftime.
John, no question, this is Malcolm Frank's personal best season. And 7 interceptions now on the season. 5 touchdowns. Heading into this year, in his career, he had 13 picks. He has 7 this season alone. One more look, and we make CFL history again on Friday Night Football.
Well,
thanks to Malcolm Frank.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Frank, when you look at it, I mean, he might have had better seasons where they haven't gone in his direction and he's patrolled the corner, but when you look at numbers, definitely the best.
The leader, the veteran, they started out in those first 8 games and they couldn't buy an interception. 7 of the first 8, they didn't get a sniff. 0 interceptions. The one game they did was versus Hamilton, ironically, when they had 3. But then things have turned around in the last 6 games. 13 interceptions for the Edmonton Eskimos. Malcolm Frank has led the way. He now leads the entire Canadian Football League.
Tied with Eddie Davis with 6 coming into this game here tonight. An injured Eskimo being tended to around midfield. With 1:18 to go, and the Tiger Cats look to be sailing toward a rather comfortable halftime lead. All of a sudden, that is reduced to 7 points. It's 17-10. The Sopranos come your way Sunday on CTV. James Gandolfini stars in a new episode of The Sopranos Sunday at 10. Viewers' discretion is advised because it is The Sopranos. Tiger Cats again with a pretty good place to begin. McManus stands in, and he's got DJ Flick. And almost in field goal range. Flick is stopped at about the 42 with 1:10 till halftime.
Well, there's lots of time for Hamilton to come back and get another score. They want to take some of that momentum away that Malcolm Frank grabbed, because he grabbed some momentum for Edmonton, but if Danny McManus puts a drive together, he could steal some of it back. It's an important drive for Danny McManus, even though they have the lead still.
Yeah, well, he's thrown 3 interceptions. The last one was costly. The first 2 didn't matter a whole bunch.
Boy, that has always been a problem for Danny McManus in the interception department. Great career that he has had. So many years, over 4,000 yards passing. You look at his touchdown pass total, and he's way up there. But that interception bug has bit him in the rear end too many times, hasn't it?
22 touchdowns, or 23 touchdowns tossed for McManus, and now 25 interceptions when you add on what's transpired here tonight.
John, since 2002, he's thrown 70 picks, 55 TD.
Troy Davis just about got away. Grabbed from behind by Abdullah.
But Danny McManus has always been a timing quarterback. He's always a guy who drops back and lets the ball go on time. And sometimes the defensive back understands that too.
2nd and 5. McManus, target near side. Gilliam, the newcomer, and he scraps his way for what should be a first down.
Jamie Barisi, the offensive coordinator for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, will likely go in at halftime and try and maybe go to some of the short passing game to help Danny McManus get some confidence back, get that short passing game, safer throws, and eliminate those picks.
47 seconds till the half. McManus stands in. Orielli didn't see it on the second bounce, had his hands on it, and it bounced up off his chest, and he couldn't get to it after that.
Right now, a lot of these throws for Danny McManus are in the intermediate area between 10, 15 to 20 yards. There's a lot of traffic in that area. You have safety play, your defensive secondary, of course, but that's also right where the linebackers will drop as well. So a lot of traffic right where he's trying to get the football.
2nd and 10, Tiger Cats. Troy Davis. He'll have a first down. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Tiger Cats on 2nd and 10. A little draw.
Nice call.
He runs it well, doesn't he?
Great call from Jamie Barisi, the offensive coordinator, because he catches. Look at A.J. Gass. Watch how he bails here, thinking pass all the way on 2nd and 10, turns his back to the play. He's the guy who's in charge of trying to stop the run, and Troy Davis, he's vacated because of the pass coverage, and Davis picks up big yardage. Nice call there.
Shannon Garrett saved the touchdown.
You know, it's a risk. When you get the draw is a good call. A lot of guys will call it on 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. Less of a risk. 2nd and 10 is a big risk to call that draw. But you can catch them napping.
Well, and they did.
And you catch it in the right time. And that was perfect timing from Jamie Barisi.
Less of a risk at this point in the game where you're in field goal range already, though. Correct?
Absolutely.
But a perfect call for 21 yards. And the Ticats have a chance for the touchdown here. Gilliam was the intended receiver, and 29 seconds remain till halftime.
Dante Gilliam and Danny McManus have not been in sync. You know, and this is a newcomer out there. He's playing his second game and hasn't seen a whole lot of time in the starting offense. So this is to be expected. But, you know, it can be a difference of a yard here, yard there, and just timing is off on that side.
2nd and goal. Ticats are at the Eskimo 8. Batted down. And it looks like Hamilton will settle for a field goal attempt here on 3rd and 8.
Well, Clinton Wayne was being blocked, and he was held at the line of scrimmage, but still makes the play. And he does, because even though he's being blocked, he doesn't quit. He keeps his eyes to the quarterback. The ball is trying to, it was a low throw from Danny McManus, and Clinton Wayne had a chance at it, knocked it out of the air.
Jamie Borum missed his first drive from 34. This will be at a sharp angle. And the ball spotted right on the 15, held by Yeast. Borum, 0 for 2, takes another single.
Wow. Well, the first one he missed, you know, was a little further out. He had to step into it and shanked it badly left.
This from 15, Glenn.
They are still letting the Hall of Famers have their moments at Ivor Wynne Stadium, and rightfully so. In case you missed it, it's Cal Murphy, Louis Pasaglia, Dan Yoakum, who was an offensive lineman with the Montreal Alouettes, who am I missing? Larry Highbaugh, and Ben Zambiazzi. So that's a nice class. As mentioned, they brought the festivities back to Hamilton, after they had them in Calgary. As many of you people out in Western Canada probably know, you might have been there. They supported it very well out there, but they brought it back to Hamilton, and rightfully so, because that's where the Hall is.
Yeah, and we're just talking amongst ourselves about who in this game might be making it to the Hall of Fame one day. And I'm just looking at a few guys here. Danny McManus is 3rd overall in passing. He might be in there. Pringle, Vaughn, Montford.
Pringle for sure.
Yeah,
Pringle will make it.
Yeah, and Terry Vaughn with 9 straight 1,000-yard seasons. I still think he's going to get 10. I still think he's going to get 10. Hey, what can I say?
You might take that wager as soon as we go off camera.
Yeah,
right here.
Okay. Well, I'll take it right now on camera.
On camera?
On camera.
All right, $10.
He'll get 1,000 yards this
Okay,
season.
I say he doesn't.
Come on, Terry. Come on. Let's get back to the park.
It's Friday, and that means one thing. CFL football, Wendy's, Friday night.
And the second half is underway with a return by Mike Bradley. A little extra time needed for the Hall of Famers here tonight. And down on the sidelines, Claude Fig had a chance to talk with the Eskimos head coach.
With Eskimos head coach Tom Higgins. Tom, not exactly a Hall of Fame first half for your team, but a late pick and a missed field goal, and you guys are back in this game.
Well, you're never out in the CFL. You can have an offensive explosion in the second half very easily. I like the adjustments we made at halftime. We actually had a little extra break in there with honoring the Hall of Famers. We look for an explosive second half.
Well, certainly Hall of Fame type numbers from Malcolm Frank. 5 TD returns this year off picks. That's pretty good numbers there.
Yeah, I think he likes Danny McManus.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
On first down for the Eskimos, Pringle upended. Well, Donovan Carter was there.
Interesting. You hear Tom Higgins say that Malcolm Frank likes Danny McManus. You know, there has been defensive backs throughout the career of Danny McManus that have enjoyed the odd interception, but there's been also nights when Danny McManus has tore up some secondaries.
Oh, yes.
And those nights.
Oh, yes, indeed.
We'll see what happens as this game goes on.
Another problem, and Pringle jumps on the loose ball as Jason Moss had a difficult time with the exchange. We talked about it in the first half. Kevin Lefroot listed as the starting center with Tim Princeton back home in Edmonton in the Misericordia Hospital after knee surgery. So that has been a bit of a problem on the exchange a couple of times tonight.
Third time for Kevin Lefroot, and you know, he's having problems. And if you have like your dial that it's your nervous dial, where is it, about 5 or 6? Well, if you get those guys, Adriano Belli, Scott Mumford, and Cheatwood in front of you might as well turn that baby up full.
Yeah, this is not a defensive line you want to play against when you're moving to a new spot. Fleming from his end zone. Just about had it blocked. Goss has had some nice returns for the Tiger Cats. And this won't be the most memorable so far. But again, Glenn, look where the Tiger Cats begin on the Eskimo side of the field.
You know, Jamie Breezy did a nice job in the first half. They came out of the gun, fire in their eyes. The Hamilton Tiger Cats on offense scored on the first series, have a couple of touchdowns, and then Danny McManus had some interception problems. 3, as a matter of fact, in the first half. 1 that went back for a touchdown.
McManus, 12 of 24, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the 3 interceptions mentioned. But here are the Tiger Cats with a first down. Inside the 50, nice play action fake. McManus goes long for DJ Flick. No foul.
Well, the crowd wants a call, and this is a great job by the official to just let the players play, because the official made a good decision here. You know why? DJ Flick comes inside. When he comes inside, the ball is thrown over the outside shoulder, and he tries to get back to it, and it can't. That's an uncatchable football, and because DJ Flick made the decision to go inside, the officials were absolutely right to keep the flag in their pocket and say, look, you went inside, you took yourself out of the play, now don't turn around and look for help from us.
Flick has made a couple of nice catches in this one tonight. McManus looks at 2nd and 10. Hit from behind, lost the ball. Looks like the Eskimos have this one. Abdullah says yes. And there's the proof. Albert Reese recovering the fumble. So McManus had a hot start with a couple of quick touchdowns, but he's thrown a couple of interceptions, and now he's turned it over here. 4 turnovers by the Tiger Cat offense so far, 3 interceptions and the fumble there. Jason Moss good on 6 of 12 for 96 yards for Edmonton in the first half. And so here are the Eskimos set up in good field position out across the 45 with the first down after the recovery. Moss over the middle, and 2 Tiger Cats collide. That was Hitchcock for one, and Daryl Mitchell came up with a football, ducking out of the way.
Well, yeah, the collision, Daryl Mitchell ducked in the nick of time. I mean, this is where you just try and find a foxhole and dive in it, because the bullets are flying. One across the top, Chris Martin and Rob Hitchcock from the linebacker spot. Danny Machocha first half possessions. Got to find out some protection problems. Figure them out.
17-yard gain, penalty flag, and Pringle stopped from behind by Johnny Scott for one, number 72.
That's how Danny Machocha, that's what he faces right now, is how do you mix things up enough to try and keep that Hamilton Ticat defensive line off balance. And the way you can do that is by mixing up your play calling. Balance through the run.
Offside. Hamilton, number 94. Repeat first down.
Balance through the passing game, and then try and even throw in some screens and draw and be strong. You see he flexed his arm there?
Be strong?
Be strong out there was the other one. I'm pretty sure that's the signal. Last time I was spying on coaches doing signals, I picked that up.
You have a Don Matthews autographed copy of binoculars?
There's a pretty strong arm right there.
He's had a big night already. 1st and 5 for the Eskimos. Long toss, and he won't get to the end zone this time, Terry Vaughn. But he gets a big first down and a huge gain for the Eskimos.
That's a big gain, and it happens because of Mike Pringle. I know Terry Vaughn made the catch, but folks, if Mike Pringle does not make a huge block on Rob Hitchcock, there is no way Jason Moss gets this pass out of there. And one way you can help in protection is to involve your running back. Mike Pringle allows that one to happen.
Terry Vaughn comes into this game with 753 receiving yards and no touchdowns on the season. Moss falls, crossing the 10-yard line. Hard to explain that too. Cheatwood was in the neighborhood.
I'll do my best. And here's to explain it. I mean, here's what happens. Once you roll out as a quarterback, you've taken half the field and you said, I can't go there. Full rollout this way to Jason Moss. Now he's limited to 2, maybe 3 receivers. They were all covered. He stumbles and goes down, and Cheatwood, because it's a loss, records a sack.
That was an easy one for Cheatwood. From the Tiger Cat 9, Moss looks to the end zone. Flags are down. In fact, 2 in the Tiger Cat secondary, and Moss should get a call here.
Well, it's the corner route to Daryl Mitchell. This was the plan for Jason Moss. Jamonte Battle, I believe, was the defensive back coming in the nickel situation, and he'll have illegal contact, if not interference. Jamonte Battle comes in, and he plays the nickel, so he's got the inside position.
Illegal contact on a receiver, Hamilton, number 28. It'll be a first down.
And when Daryl Mitchell came out, he tried to make a move, and Battle grabbed him. Basically tackled him right at the goal line, didn't allow him to get to his corner route, and he got flagged immediately.
So here are the Eskimos with the best Edmonton opportunity of the night. First down inside the 5-yard line.
The downside is John, that Edmonton, because it wasn't interference, don't get it on the 1. They only get half the distance. They still have some work to do.
At the 4, first down Edmonton. There's Pringle. And not this time.
See, if it's pass interference, they get it down on the 1 yard line because it was in the end zone. Illegal contact becomes half the distance. So there's still some meat on that bone for the Edmonton Eskimos.
Well, Pringle picks up 3, so they'll have a couple of cracks at it from the 1. If they wish, this is 2nd down.
And remember, Mike Pringle still chasing another George Reed record in the touchdown department.
Pringle coming in with 135, George Reed's record in total, 137. 2nd and goal to go from the 1. Moss will put it up. Looking to the corner, the coverage was tight. And they got a touchdown. Daryl Mitchell. And there was a late signal down there that Mitchell stays in.
It was late, John. I think both officials wanted to make sure they had the exactly same call. Timing throw to the outside. Wayne Shaw, the safety, tried to get there. He couldn't. Daryl Mitchell pulls in another touchdown. He's been in a bit of a drought. 3 games without one. He's back on the board, the touchdown department.
It'll go down as a 1-yard toss from Jason Moss to Daryl Mitchell. And the Eskimos climb to within 1 after Fleming's convert is counted. Mitchell into the end zone. It's 18-17 Hamilton. Terry Vaughn got the Eskimos deep into Ticat territory and gets an assist on the touchdown, number 9 on the season for Daryl Mitchell.
Well, his last 3 games, he was in a bit of a drought in the touchdown department. Didn't have one 3 straight games, but prior to that, 7 games he had at least one. He had a 5-game streak where he had 1 touchdown, and he's back on the board, and Edmonton Eskimos back in this baby in a big way.
Trailing by a point. And let's see if the Tiger Cats can respond. Chris Martin returning, and not much there to about the 33. An 8-yard return. John Marsh leading the Eskimo tackler.
Turnovers have been the key in this game. The Hamilton Tiger Cats, so many opportunities, and turnovers often are the difference in games. In fact, when you look at the league right now, look at this. In the giveaway takeaway ratio, there's the top 4 teams: Montreal, BC, Toronto, Edmonton. Not coincidentally, it's also in order the top 4 records. The 5 other teams in the minus ratio all have losing records. The turnover ratio almost always decides who wins and loses.
McManus quick release. DJ Flick breaks the tackle. And he's had a nice DJ Flick down to about the 45.
Because, John, the Ticats tonight have made plays just like that one to DJ Flick. DJ Flick has made some nice catches tonight. We've seen a couple of runs from Davis, although he's been contained fairly well. But the Ticats have made some plays like this. Nice move right there on Malcolm Frank to cut back inside, pick up some blocking help from big Carl Coulter. The turnover has been the problem for him.
A 31-yard gain for DJ Flick. Here are the Tiger Cats just outside the Edmonton 45. And Troy Davis has a couple more.
Now the Hamilton Tiger Cats lost a valuable member of that offense late in the first half. Archie Emerson is going down the seam, and he basically took himself off. He just limped. He didn't get any contact from an Edmonton defender. And right at the halftime, just before the Hall of Fame inductees came out, Archie Emerson had to be carried off. There he is in the street clothes. So let me out the services of Archie Emerson.
Gain of 2. 2nd and 8. McManus feels the heat. Flags are down. And the indication would be holding against the Tiger Cats. Tunkara was the target.
Holding. Hamilton, number 69. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
At the Tiger Cats bench, John Liu.
Well, guys, the Tiger Cats don't have an exact prognosis as to what's wrong with Archie Emerson's left knee. He's going to be re-examined tomorrow. However, about 5-10 minutes ago, he walked, or rather limped over to the Tiger Cats bench in considerable pain. And so we're hoping for a quick update, but not anything expected until tomorrow. One of those fluke plays, he was running a route, got tangled up with a defensive back, and Archie Emerson is gone indefinitely. Guys.
Borum is in for the Tiger Cats on 3rd down, standing back. at his 51. October awaits inside the 10 of the Eskimos. And Borum sails this one through the end zone. Not exactly what the doctor would order for the Tiger Cats. Add one more to the Hamilton total. Eskimos first down after the Tiger Cat single. Edmonton beginning at the 35. Moss sacked a few times as a target here. It was Mitchell, and covering quickly, Wayne Shaw got over and messed that up for the Eskimos.
Couple things. One, Johnny Scott is rolling on the field right now. It looks like in pain. Here's the safety, Wayne Shaw. We talked about that controversy early on between Wayne Shaw and Rob Hitchcock and who should get back at that safety position. Well, Shaw shows you some range right there as he flies over, reads the movement of Jason Moss. Here's Johnny Scott. We'll see what happens to him on the play because he's still down on the field right now. Goes to the outside there. We lose him to the left of your screen a little bit. He went down hard. Hasn't got up yet.
Tiger Cats, a desperate team with 5 games to go, including this one. The Eskimos may be a little more desperate with 4 games remaining, including this one. Greg Marshall looks on. We'll take a timeout. Tiger Cat defensive end Joe Montford is having a game tonight with 3 sacks, and for every sack in the game, Purolator, as always, contributes the quarterback's weight in food to the local food bank. Purolator, Canada's biggest courier company. So here are the Ticats climbing that ladder with a total of 5 sacks in this one.
Well,
and
the good news,
the parade is 53. Sorry.
Good news for 53 is that 72 is okay. It looks like he'll be all right. He's over there smiling. He walked off the field because for those guys to do their thing on the outside, Mumford and Cheatwood, they need Bellet and Scott getting that push in the middle.
Eskimos first down at the 35, and flags are down before the play is complete.
Boy, but the way they started, Joe Mumford and Tim Cheatwood in this first half, I'm feeling.
Procedure, Edmonton number 60. Repeat second down.
Oh my.
You get the feeling that you know they were going to catch Montreal tonight in that sack race. and you know Mumford was lined up over Chris Morris when he got the procedure penalty. And I think if you're an offensive tackle, you're going to get a couple procedure calls when you're facing Joe Mumford. You're going to jump out of that stance in a hurry.
Boy, it looked like Moss had trouble with that, and he's wrapped up again. The big guys don't get there this time. It's Donovan Carter.
Yeah, Donovan Carter loops around and takes advantage of what Joe Mumford has established. And you can see the frustration in the eyes of Jason Moss because of the play of the front 4. But watch Mumford right here. Watch how he takes and collapses this side and allows the stunt to happen for Donovan Carter. Here comes the collision right there. Look at Mumford take the double team. Pringle can't get there. Carter beats that block. And look at this. Watch how he collapses that right side. Takes the 2 players on. Morris can't get out to him. Carter comes around, gets the sack.
Montford doesn't get credit for the sack, but he should get an assist there. He set it up. And here are the Ticats beginning at midfield. Jason Goss on the return, and Joe Montford is having quite a night. So is Tim Cheatwood, who has 2 sacks, but Montford has 3.
I told you, D.
Here's a little Joe Mumford for you tonight. This was first half. 6 sacks on the evening for the Ticats. And they've had a bunch of hurries as well.
Stand down there. That's the man right there. Number 2.
Hey, I just want to get one. The D-line eating all day. Can I get one?
You did. Congratulations, Donovan.
And it was thanks to the D-line, and Donovan Carter knows that. He comes around in the stunt. Good speed to beat the block of Mike Pringle. But what he does, he gets the advantage of a double team. Joe Mumford took on 2. Didn't allow Chris Morris to get there.
Holding on the return means the Tiger Cats will start back at the Hamilton 45. This is Yeast. Finding a seam. Out from behind, Craig Yeast. And he'll have enough for the first down, wrapped up by Kelvin Kinney. A 13-yard gain. Well, we're always looking for the player of the game. It's a little early, but never too early to start thinking about it. The Rogers player of the game. Your world right now. There's how you can cast your vote. Text messaging is available, and also the CFL website.
We already made that clear.
Penalty marker. McManus stands up and fires complete to Gilliam. And he's down to the 25. We'll check the infraction here.
Well, there is a flag down, but two things happen on this play. One, finally, Danny McManus and Dante Gilliam get on the same page. Gilliam gears it down when he has to. McManus, though.
Offside. Edmonton number 92. Penalties declined. The gain is greater. First down.
First of all, Gilliam is finally going to get on the same page with his quarterback. He's right here now. He doesn't run all the way across. He hesitates as he comes across. But what a nice job of McManus to feel the pressure and step up. See how he slides in there, hesitates in that little hole, and is wide open.
Gilliam in his second game with the Tiger Cats. Another flag is down. What a catch. DJ Flick goes high and brings it down. And there are Eskimos waiting, including 77, the middle linebacker, A.J. Gass.
Well, what a battle this has been between DJ Flick and Malcolm Frank, the veteran on the corner. You see, remember when Malcolm Frank had his interception? The difference...
Offside. Edmonton number 90. Penalties decline. The gain is greater. First down.
The difference between that interception and touchdown from Frank and that catch from DJ Flick was nothing more than position on the field. On the interception, Frank was inside and maintained inside. On this one, he was outside and Flick had the better position. Wants to show you quick. See the inside position by Frank. He stays inside, has the interception. Flick on the last one, got inside position. He makes the catch. Sometimes it's only a half a yard that makes a difference.
Here are the Tiger Cats. First and goal to go at the Eskimo 10. McManus ducks under. And Danny McManus has yardage under that pile somehow.
And Danny McManus becomes a little cautious down here after what's happened to the Ticats tonight.
The 3 interceptions tossed by McManus, the one we just showed you, and 2 others earlier that snuffed out Hamilton drives.
Yeah, and so he gets down here and he knows he's got field goal range, although it's been a little hit and miss for Jamie Borum tonight.
Oh, for a couple for Borum, including one in very close from the 15. Second down. McManus, the end zone toss. No one home.
Yeah, it was Gilliam. That's 1 out of 4 attempts to Gilliam on the outside, and only 1 has been successful, and it takes time. I mean, this takes time, and I know that the fans are getting frustrated here in Hamilton that they're not hooked up, but the chemistry between receiver and quarterback, this just doesn't happen overnight. And you can see Gilliam just standing there going, oh, was I supposed to go over there?
Yes, you were.
My bad.
Okay. Jamie Borum has missed his first 2. Critical now, missing from 34 and 15. This is also from 15, but it's dead on. And he missed another one, so he's 0 for 3. And count this back, and this could be the TSN turning point when you add up the chances squandered by the Tiger Cats.
Well, let's take a look at Jamie Borum, because he is mechanically, he's just making some errors as he approaches this football. Let's take a look at how he approaches. Looks like he is jumping at the ball rather than just taking a step, planting that left foot, and swinging through. Watch how he leaps towards it. That last step looks like a bit of a jump, and when he does that, he's pulling the ball to the left. I mean, these are gimmies. These are putts that when you and I play, we just pick up. They're gimmies. I mean, you got to make those.
I know that feeling. I was on the other fairway a couple of times yesterday. Mike Pringle And the ball came loose after the whistle. We played in the Hall of Fame tournament yesterday here, and that was a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, and, Jamie Borum kicking is a lot like golf. It's all about a nice, smooth stroke. And Jamie Borum and kickers, and because I worked with a great one for so many years, I listened to him talk to me all the time about how you have to just stroke the ball and step into it. And Jamie Borum is jumping at the ball. When he jumps at the ball, he's yanking everything to the left.
Louis Pasaglia is in the house. Borum should get a hold of him before this is over. Jason Moss has another one batted down. And a penalty flag is down as well. Donovan Carter got his fingers on that. We'll check out the infraction.
Procedure, Edmonton number 60. Repeat, second down.
That's a couple of penalties called against Chris Morris. And again, we talked about the changes on the Eskimos offensive line. Morris is playing beside Glenn Carson in this one. Carson was the left tackle last week and moves to right guard with Kevin Lefsrud moving into the middle. So the Eskimos offensive line is making huge adjustments in this game. Moss looking deep. And he can't connect.
But you know why? He's rushed on the throw. Because Tucker doesn't have time to get to his route because he's rushed on the throw. And I mentioned the importance of that interior pass rush. I want to show you Johnny Scott right here. This is Wayne Smith that's going to end up coming from the outside. The outside is only open because 72 collapses the pocket inside. Look at how he takes all of that pressure away, leaving Wayne Shaw open off the edge. He gets the attention of Jason Moss, who has to rush the throw.
Tucker flat out missed 3 in the first half. He couldn't have gotten to that ball.
No, he just didn't have time to get into his route.
Yeast is back. Fleming has it blocked. Sliding on the ball.
Either way, it'll be Ticat football because the yards weren't gained.
Franz Clarkson, I believe, 22, came up with the recovery. There you go. And who got through to get a hand on it? Marcus Spencer got through, and it's been a tough time for Sean Fleming lately.
Well, this special teams now taking over, and Marcus Spencer's going to come from the top of your screen. And let's see, he is not picked up. Briefly, look at that effort from Marcus Spencer because he was partially blocked, continues to work through the block, and gets his left hand on the football. Now, yards weren't gained anyway, so it's Ticat ball no matter what.
Troy Davis on first down. 43 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
That is some kind of effort from Marcus Spencer. You know, it happened so fast that when I saw it live, I thought Marcus Spencer was clean off the edge. He was actually partially blocked.
A.J. Gass had a piece of him, but he still made the play with one hand. And sets the Tiger Cats up here with an opportunity. 4 yards on the previous play. This is 2nd and 6. McManus will get a first down here. Favorite target tonight. DJ Flick.
This one's about leverage. Can DJ Flick get outside leverage on Malcolm Frank? What a matchup this has been tonight. Malcolm Frank's made some plays. DJ Flick causing Malcolm Frank to come from one side all the way across the field. One of the toughest patterns to cover for a defensive back is one that's run an inside cut, and the receiver continues to fly across the field. It's a lot of ground to cover.
128 yards for DJ Flick. And a first down for the Tiger Cats after a 12-yard gain there. McManus with time. Morielli was the receiver he was looking at. And that is the final play of the third quarter. With the Tiger Cats on top by 3, it's 20-17 on Wendy's Friday Night Football from Hamilton.
At the quarter, brought to you by Reebok, the only brand that hangs in every CFL locker.
Oh, you know, your heart's going out a little bit for Borum, isn't it? I mean, this is a national
Honestly?
television.
No.
Really?
No, that just upsets me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then Glenn was the same way.
You're too sensitive, buddy.
I'm a sensitive guy. Let's talk about TJ Flick. He's having a hell of a night.
He sure is, you know. And Dave, I've always said that in order to be a great receiver, you need to be able to have games like he's having here tonight. And look at this. Here's just an example of the kind of things he's done tonight. Already, he's got 6 catches for 128 yards. This is a guy who's been in the league now. It's his 3rd year. He's got 43 catches coming into this football game. And you know, Schultz, we were kidding you because you said he was Canadian, and we would bugging you all night. But obviously, this is a guy who's at a Little Rock, Arkansas,
yes.
and a guy who I'm really enjoying watching develop as a receiver.
Hey, that American's having a really good game. So is another one by the name of Danny McManus. In the 15 years he's been playing football, and he's starting to learn from his mistakes. Watch here, guys. 1 steamboat, 2 steamboat, 3 steamboat. Time's up. You got to get rid of the ball, but he learns from his mistakes later on in the game. 1 steamboat, 2 steamboat, 3 steamboat, 4 steamboat. He gave up on the play. It's okay to give up on the play. One mistake by either of these teams, that's the team that's going to win, that can capitalize on that single mistake.
There's been a lot of mistakes on either side. Some people are making plays, and there's a 2-game losing streak on either side.
I'm in a mistake, too. He's from Florida, not Little Rock. All right, see? We all make mistakes.
Here are the Tiger Cats looking at 2nd and 10. Ball on the 15-yard line of the Eskimos. First play, 4th quarter. McManus, the end zone toss. Yeast has it down at the 2. It'll be a first down, and the Tiger Cats drive will continue. Craig Yeast, an early favorite of McManus, comes up with a huge catch here.
Well, and they're working the short side of the field now. They're going away from Gilliam. McManus has had his problems on that side, but now they go to the short side, and they work the combination of DJ Flick, who is the clear-out pattern, and Craig Yeast, who runs the out underneath that clear-out and is open to put it down on the goal line.
Yeast had a touchdown in the 2nd quarter, his 4th of the year. Tiger Cats from the 1. Troy Davis, and the signal is a stop there by the Eskimos front 4.
This is something that has puzzled me at times. Offensively, and I know it's the simplest play to make, is to just hit the hole. But I always wonder why, when you get down here, if you're going to turn around and hand it to the running back anyway, why don't you attack from tackle or outside? Hit the angle from the outside rather than go to the strength of the defense, because a defense on the goal line will always pinch, and that means go right into the middle and try and clog it up.
Tiger Cats have an injury. It looks like Tim Baker. And that's right on the goal line. So Hamilton with 2 more cracks at it from the 1. To begin the 4th quarter, Hamilton looked to be in control of this game in the early going with an impressive 15-3 advantage on the Eskimos, but the Eskimos stormed back on an interception return for a touchdown from Malcolm Frank, and it's been tough sledding for the Ticats ever since. Well, we have found another winner.
Well, he was a lock. I mean, you knew when we saw him in the beginning of the game. I mean, he likely spent a couple months just building the hat for the outfit.
That's difficult to get all those helmets on top of it.
And then look, and then after all that, he loses it.
Oh, no.
But it's okay. Don't worry. The hat's intact.
Yeah.
And he's on his way to the Grey Cup.
Fritos Pandemonium awarding Grey Cup trips to the wackiest fans in football, and we found one here tonight. Tim Baker off under his own steam, so that could be good news, and the Tiger Cats have 2 cracks at it from here. And no signal there.
Not yet, but boy, Julian Radlin looked like he had plenty of yardage to get in there. There it is.
They say touchdown. Difficult under that pile. It was Troy Davis flying over top and Radlin going underneath, a little tunnel touchdown there.
Well, he did, and that's why the officials had to wait on it, because he tunneled under everybody. But boy, he looked like he had the penetration to get there. We'll look right down the goal line for you. The decoy is Troy Davis, who goes over the top, and Radlin comes under the pile. And when they sifted through that pile grown men, he's found Radlin with the football across the line.
Borum has missed the field goals. Well, he's made the converts. So the Tiger Cats want this one a little bit more, at least at this stage of this game.
But sort of a sarcastic applause for Jamie Borum, I think, on the extra point.
Great crowds at Iverwin and Hamilton. It's been a wonderful resurgence for Canadian football in this city at Iverwin. Great new scoreboard, new ownership, and the Tiger Cats have packed this place many times this season. That's the total tonight. 27,884, not far off from a sellout. If you ever see this scoreboard and the configuration in daylight, it is really something to see.
Yeah, daylight or night. I mean, it is clear, crystal clear.
Well, the pictures are good, but the way they framed it with the steel town look to it is terrific.
They have lots to cheer about tonight. Their team in a desperate game is up.
And a closer look, and you'll see Radlin under the pile and into the end zone.
See, Davis goes over top. He takes gas, who dives high. He thinks it's Davis, and you see Radlin submarine that one and get in there.
No wonder the officials couldn't see that right along the line on either side and had to make sure. So the Eskimos down by 10.
Oh, how about Marcus Spencer?
He's made some big plays. Mike Bradley was trying to break that one, and Spencer has had a nice evening.
He's the arrow on the kickoff cover team. Arrow meaning, hey, straight as an arrow right to the football. And he gets there in a hurry, gets a piece of Bradley, and down he goes.
Tiger Cats look to the games that got away. The 2 losses to Saskatchewan, and then that Labor Day tie against the Argonauts. The games the Tiger Cats feel they likely should have won. Well, they're going to try and hang on to a 10-point lead. It's Montford again. And Moss got hammered. And that's the first catch.
Wow.
Jason Tucker.
You got to see
the big
this.
play is in the backfield.
Yeah, you got to see this combination. Joe Mumford and Johnny Scott. I want to watch this. Watch this bull rush. This guy here is going to make the play, but watch the bull rush from Johnny Scott. Look at this. And that's, man, that's power. That is Glenn Carson on his heels getting steamrolled by Johnny Scott to allow Joe Mumford to come off the edge and do his one-on-one move and get in the face of Jason Moss.
Montford with 3 sacks tonight. Cheatwood has 2. And Donovan Carter 1. And Montford had the pressure on the quarterback that kept the Eskimos from getting a first down, it would appear.
Well, either way, I mean, that's some in the trenches line play that's worth looking at.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was the play. Notwithstanding the fact that Jason Tucker has struggled in the last 2 games and finally has his first catch. And he is the Eskimos' leading receiver, but not in this one tonight. Flag down, and early indication would be offside against the Tiger Cats on a 2nd and 1 situation.
Offside. Hamilton, number 49. First down.
You go around the league and ask offensive linemen how difficult it is to block Johnny Scott, and they will all tell you that it is near impossible when he comes off the ball like this here. Watch 72. Look at this bull rush. I mean, Glenn Carson has no chance.
Well, and it's made more difficult when Montford lines up beside him. Moss swings it out. Matthew Bertrand makes the catch, but there's not much for him.
Montford flew over there, got involved in the tackle, and he's slow to get up right now, just getting on his feet. Johnny Scott this time, he's got to go head-to-head on Dan Comiskey, who does a pretty nice job of trying to keep him outside. But look at the hustle. Both him and Montford meet at the football.
A 1-yard gain for Bertrand. 2nd and 9 for the Eskimos. No catch, and they'll kick it away again. Brock Ralph was the intended target, and the Eskimos are really having a tough time finding rhythm, but Scott,
that's why.
The reason.
Watch this. Watch how many times they try to block Scott. Here's one at the center. Lufstrud, he drops him off to Comiskey. He can't take. He puts him over there. Scott continues to fight. The three interior offensive linemen all occupied by one man, Johnny Scott.
Jason Goss drops deep for the Tiger Cats standing back. And they'll fake it here. Bradley. Mike Bradley comes up with a crucial first down for the Eskimos on a fake out of the punt formation.
Gutsy call from Tom Higgins. Two desperate teams, and when you're desperate, you pull everything you can out of the playbook. Well executed. You look how tight the corner is. Something obviously they picked up on the game film from the first half. The corner is closed. Design fake to Bradley on the outside. They don't hesitate with it. Quick snap, and away he goes for the first down.
Bradley's got nice speed and a 39-yard gain to put the Eskimos in scoring range again with lots of time left in this one.
Desperate time calls for desperate measures.
And that's what the Eskimos are, as you say. Snap, and Moss goes back and is lucky to get it before the Tiger Cats are all over him.
Joe Montford
was there.
Montford he wins the race. He gets another sack, wins the race, and it has been a nightmare for Lufstrud. Lufstrud is over there trying to play that center position. It's tough, boy. I mean, you got to go in there and handle Johnny Scott in the middle, along with Adriano Belli. The rush on the outside, and Cheatwood and Joe Montford are in an all-out race to get the gift sack, as once again Jason Moss has to chase that football down.
A 16-yard loss after that huge 39-yard gain by Bradley. Second and 26. They'll say he's got it.
Well,
the Ticats will argue, but Tucker was in the air and then forced out. Is that how you see it?
Well, this is what they'll rule on it. They'll rule that he was pushed out by Chris Martin. Now, the question here is, when Tucker goes up, would he have come down inbounds on his own? It's going to come right at you. Throw from Jason Moss to the outside. Tucker will be pushed from Chris Martin. Here he goes. Tucker's up. Would he have come down inbounds? Absolutely. Absolutely. He jumped straight up in the air and was a yard inside the white stripe. That means he would have come down inbounds on his own if not pushed by Chris Martin. Therefore, it's a catch for the Edmonton Eskimos.
But that was second and 26, so the Eskimos are looking at a field goal try here from the 35. Moss will put it down. Fleming will put it up. Smooth stroke, and he's got that one. Edmonton climbs 3 points closer to the Tiger Cats. Well, we might be seeing a little overtime before we're done here at Iverwin tonight. It's a one-touchdown game with the Ticats on top of the Eskimos, 27-20. First and 10. Hamilton beginning at the 35 after Fleming's 35-yard field goal.
Well, Danny McManus needs a drive right now. Not necessarily a scoring drive, just a field position changing drive. And remember, Edmonton Eskimos have generated some turnovers defensively.
And the Tiger Cats have kicking problems. Play action fake. McManus has Morreale, and he's at the 41, more than halfway to a first down.
Boy, now, John, every second down play becomes that much more important, whether it be 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, or what Danny McManus faces now, which is almost 2nd and 5. I mean, when you get down to this, it's a touchdown game now. It's when the pressure starts to mount. That's when you see the cream rise to the top.
301 yards passing for McManus, but he's tossed 3 interceptions to go with the 2 touchdowns. This will work. Troy Davis sliding out of the backfield and a key first down for the Tiger Cats.
Nice play from Jamie Barisa, the offensive coordinator, to just, because he knows he has good production on first down, you don't have to hold the ball too long from the shotgun position. a luxury that Danny McManus has had in this game tonight, going from the shotgun, and one that Jason Maas may not get again with the problems they've had in the shotgun.
An 8-yard gain, first down, Tiger Cats at the 50. Davis strung out. And a penalty flag is down.
Well, this is a big play effort-wise from the Edmonton Eskimos up front, because not only do they hold Troy Davis to virtually no game or maybe even a loss, but they're going to draw a holding call as well.
7:56 to go unofficially till the fourth quarter is complete. Ticats lead by 7.
Holding. Hamilton, number 68. Repeat, first down.
Tom Higgins is going to go with the penalty and put him in a first down situation again, but now 1st and 20. And Troy Davis had lost a yard or two, and it would have been 2nd and about 12, 13. So Tom Higgins elects to go for the field position and trust his defense.
Here's Gilliam flank to the near side. McManus on 1st and 20. Tunkara. If Tunkara with a touchdown earlier, key catch there, gets half of the yardage back. John?
Well, guys, the Tiger Cats offense has lost another player, Tim Baker, who was injured on their previous sequence down near the goal line, injured his left ankle, and he is doubtful to return. Back to you guys.
Well, they've had a couple. You got Archie Amerson now. You got Tim Baker. Johnny Scott was hurt, but it's hard to keep Johnny Scott out, so he's back in. Here they come.
Tunkara was looking for a penalty marker.
Whoa, little A.J. Gass. A.J. Gass, and he floored it and drove right on over Danny McManus.
And McManus is down.
He got a run, and he put the pedal to the metal. Watch A.J. Gass hit the gap. Perfect timing on the blitz. Right down Main Street and right over number 14.
And McManus is not getting up quickly here, being tended to by the medical staff. You see why. Gas on McManus, and the Ticat quarterback is seeing stars right now. 7:02 to play, fourth quarter. Hamilton leading by a touchdown, and the quarterback,
you know,
is on the turf.
John, it's a game that comes down sometimes inches or split seconds, and this is one of the best blocking backs in the league right here from the tailback spot. But I want to show you one missed assignment that may seriously cost their football team. A.J. Gass comes A-gap, and Troy Davis was talking, looking to the right, trying to set up that offensive line, and didn't pick up the blitz from the linebacker A.J. Gass. And Danny McManus is on the field because of it. That's the importance of your running back making that block.
Injury timeout as Brady warms up. We'll likely see Marcus Brady shortly. Danny McManus helped to the sideline, and I'm not so sure if he knows it's Ivor Wynne or Commonwealth Stadium right now. He's had a concussion problem at an earlier stage of this season, and A.J. Gass
got right up under his chin.
So it's third down for the Tiger Cats with a 7-point lead, and the Eskimos still very much in this one as Borum stands back, and October awaits. Good kick by Jamie Borum. Winston October hasn't been able to break one tonight, but this won't be one because of all the flags on the field. Franz Clarkson leading the tacklers there. Hall of Fame weekend in Hamilton. Cal Murphy of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers goes in as a builder, and this was what happened at halftime. Larry Highball, one of the all-time great cornerbacks in the CFL.
66 career interceptions for Larry Highball. Second, Louis Pasaglia.
Sweet Lou, 3 Grey Cups with the BC Lions. A sparkling 25-year career.
Dan Yoakum, Montreal Alouettes offensive lineman. And the biggest ovation of the night.
Yeah, for the hometown guy, Ben Zambiasi came north and made Hamilton his home. So it's Highbaugh and Murphy and Pasaglia, Yoakum, and Ben Zambiasi. All set for the Hall of Fame dinner tomorrow night. And Dave Randorf will be there as the master of ceremonies.
Very deserving, each and every one of them.
Eskimos with a chance to get back in this one. Down by 7, long time. And it's picked off. Justin has his first CFL interception. That's Arabin Justin. First game on the corner, and this is pretty spectacular stuff here.
Well, when you look at this throw from Jason Moss, the problem is not necessarily how far he throws it, but where he throws it. He doesn't get it far enough to the outside, and therefore Arabin Justin can just keep on running and track this baby down. He has inside position on Brock Ralph going down the sideline. But if the ball is thrown outside, even if Ralph can't get there, at least it's incomplete for Edmonton. Throw it inside, it's going the other way.
Ticats set up at midfield with Brady at the controls. DJ Flick makes the catch. And here you have another penalty marker down. Marcus Brady on the season thus far, 331 yards passing. The interceptions are there. The touchdowns are not so far.
Well, and even if Danny McManus was ready to come back in, which I'm not so sure that he is, Marcus Brady has to come on because there was only 2 plays.
Hamilton, number 18, repeat first down.
Only 2 plays went by, and you have to, if the training staff comes on the field to get you like they did in McManus's case, wait 3 plays at the very least. So they'll put Brady in. Then once you change the quarterback, you might as well leave him in for a series, and now he's in a hole because of the penalty.
Morielli was caught that time, so it'll be 1st and 20 Tiger Cats. Marcus Brady in a spot here. Can Davis get him out of it? Well, he gets halfway back, almost to a first down. In fact,
look at this.
Little extra effort by Troy Davis, and he does have at least 10 yards.
Oh, you gotta love the effort. Come on. First of all, Troy Davis is trying to make up for that missed block. Watch how he makes a move on A.J. Gass in the open field after he takes this drop. Marcus Brady has a little trouble with the snap, but watch this. Watch the move right there. Cut back on A.J. Gass. Now the second effort. Edmonton Eskimos gang tackle. 1, 2, 3. But the feet from Troy Davis keep chugging. There's 4, 5 now in there. He keeps fighting. That's another 2 yards. They may be valuable yards.
2nd and 10 as a result. Brady won't get it away. 4:38 to go. It's the Ticats by a touchdown as it stands right now. Kelvin Kinney making the play there for the Eskimo defense.
You know, that's just a heads-up move, though, from Marcus Brady. That's a young quarterback that may have tried to force something and make something happen in his opportunity. Yeah, and he could feel that pocket start to collapse. And as he did, he thought, you know what, I'll see if I can get something running. If not, no big deal. We'll punt the football. We have the lead. That's a heads-up play for Marcus Brady.
Borum stands at the 37, October, looking for his first big return of the night for the Eskimos, and he was something special the first time these teams met. October moves up. What a tackle, and Spencer is there again. Marcus Spencer has made 3 super plays. Might he be considered as a gladiator?
He is up there. He is a front runner right now. 3 big plays on the teams.
In this corner comes your way on TSN Monday with Russ Amber. It starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time. Boxing fans, tune in for In This Corner on TSN. 4:08 remaining.
Which is plenty of time for Jason Moss. You know, when he was in the shadow of his own goalpost, he tried to go deep on that one play to get out of there in one play. Likely will be a little more conservative this time around.
A loud crowd at Ivor Wynn makes it difficult for the opposition. Brown, and that'll be a first down out across the 30-yard line.
You know, and even though that play was intercepted, that last throw from Jason Moss to Brock Ralph, that also gave Brock Ralph a little room underneath on this play, because now the secondary of the Ticats has to respect the fact that he may go deep, and that gives him a little more room underneath for that completion.
A first down for the Eskimos with 3:20 remaining in the fourth. 3 receivers far side. Moss looks in that direction, then over the middle. He'll get a catch there. It's Vaughn, and Terry Vaughn has been a favored target in this one tonight.
And Augie Baranchia is a linebacker dropping that's influenced by the look of Jason Moss. He looks right, goes back to his left, back to the right side of the formation, the defensive right, the offensive left.
I got you.
Okay, good.
just draw it up on the screen.
I'm sorry, I got myself all in a knot there. I'll untangle.
Yeah, that's good. We'll take a break while you do. 3 minutes to go at Ivor Wynn. Great crowd in Hamilton again tonight. Sports Center follows football this evening. Titian and Duffy will be the stars of the Sports Center show when we're done. But we're not exactly sure when that might be.
I've seen Dutchie in a hat like that. It's not pretty.
It's a 7-point game. The Eskimos are driving with a first down here at the 50. It's up to the Tiger Cat defense to save this one for Hamilton. Charge is on. Vaughn made the catch, and he was wrapped up in a hurry. But there was a penalty flag down before all of that took place.
There was a shift from the defensive front from the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And what I mean by that is they line up in one formation and shift to another.
Offside, Edmonton number 80. Repeat, first down.
And when they shifted, they influenced Brock Ralph on the outside, who was watching the shift, and jumped. They basically lined up with 4D linemen and then shifted over to a 30 front with 3D linemen and 4 linebackers.
So this will be first and 15 for the Eskimos, now back at the 45, trailing by a touchdown. This will work. Vaughn makes the catch, and he's at midfield, short of the first down, but more than halfway to what he needed. Jamonte Battle over to make the tackle on Vaughn, who's well over 100 yards receiving tonight.
Yeah, that's a big catch, and that's a big game for Terry Vaughn, who needed it as he chases a 10th 1,000-yard season Canadian football.
Coming into the game, he was 248 yards shy of 1,000, so he's
871 now.
Yeah. Second down, and this is huge with a penalty flag thrown before it begins.
I'm wondering if Jason Moss got the snap off in time. Oh, boy.
Oh, it's going against the Eskimos. You're right, Glenn. You spotted it.
Time count violation. Edmonton number 12. It's third down.
We talked about the problems that the Eskimos were having just trying to be in sync, and then there it is again.
Well, but this one, Jason Moss, because inside the 3-minute warning now, you lose the down on the penalty. It turns into third down for the Edmonton Eskimos.
2:23 to go. And the Tiger Cats get a break right there. Fleming had one blocked earlier. Jason Goss deep for the Tiger Cats. John Fleming tries to keep it away, and he nails it pretty well right down at the 6-yard line.
Timing is everything.
Tiger Cats have 4 games remaining after this. The next home game, October 15th. Could be a critical match. In fact, it will be against the Renegades.
Yeah.
Marcus Brady himself, and here's John Lou.
Guys, the Tiger Cats' word on Danny McManus for the moment is a possible whiplash, and that could be a little bit of a smokescreen considering he has had a concussion this year, broken nose at least once, and numerous headshots. So that's the word from the club right now. However, they are not ruling out the possibility that he might return in the game, depending on circumstances. Indeed, a desperate team. McManus still gives them their best chance for a win. Guys?
Two desperate teams head-to-head in this one tonight. Eskimos trailing by a touchdown. Marcus Brady looking for a target and aims that one out of bounds. In the final analysis, likely another smart call.
Well, everybody is covered up, and Malcolm Frank's one of them. We've talked about this matchup all game long between DJ Flick and Malcolm Frank. The key situation, Malcolm Frank, what does he do? Maintains the inside. And then as that DJ Flick turns to the outside, Malcolm Frank in perfect position. Marcus Brady has no choice but to throw it out into the stands.
Real fine coverage there. 1:46 remaining. Borum in the end zone. And instant field position will be the result for Winston October, who lines up near the 45.
But Greg Marshall really has to kick this one out, or he puts, if the safety, he puts the Edmonton Eskimos in a position to win the game with a touchdown.
Charge was on. Borum got it away. October has it at the 40. Winston October caught once, caught twice, and finally down. It is October 1st, and that is October 9. Couldn't get away. Tonight's game story brought to you by Sport Check, proud supporter of the CFL. It's been an interesting evening, to say the very least.
Yeah, Mumford and Cheatwood are getting after it right now. Malcolm Frank sets a CFL record tonight on Wendy's Friday Night Football.
And that started the Eskimo comeback. DJ Flick has had a nice evening. Jamie Borum has not. Eskimos need a touchdown to tie with 1:34 to go. And it's been tough slugging for this Eskimo offensive line against the Ticat defense. Moss. It's Darryl Mitchell, and it'll be a first down as Mitchell
now
is rolled into the cement here. Well, he's up. That's good.
No flag thrown.
And I'm not so sure there was any intent down there.
No, I don't think so. I mean, there was a battle to get to that sideline. Jamonte battle in the battle, and if you get thrown into the wall, and the wall here at Ivor Wynn is awful close, and it shows up in a hurry, but I don't know that Mitchell even hit it. He was right down below us. I couldn't tell live. No, battle just was dragging him to the sideline.
Good for the first down, a 15-yard gain. Here's Moss to his right, looking for the touchdown. Not quite. Mitchell was the target again. And Moss didn't miss by a bunch. 1:22 to go. Ticats have a lead of 7 points. A touchdown ties it for the Eskimos.
But John, a minute 22, Jason Moss does not have to throw to the end zone on every play from here. He has time to put together 2 more first downs and then maybe take a crack at the end zone. So patience may be important for him right now.
This is 2nd and 10. Eskimos set up at the Ticat 33. Charge is on. Moss goes to the same route. Spencer covering. Tucker has it, and he has the touchdown.
Oh, my.
Jason Tucker struggled in the early going. He dropped the first 3 passes fired his way, and the Eskimos are within a point of forcing overtime.
Oh, baby. How do you break out of a slump? You make a catch like this. 3 drops early in this game had to be weighing in the back of the mind of Jason Tucker.
Boy, the coverage was pretty good, too.
And how he caught that with Marcus Spencer all over him, I'll never know. Oh, boy, what a catch from Jason Tucker.
27-26, this for the tie. Moss puts it down, and it's even at 27 with 1:14 to go. Here are the critical problems for the Tiger Cats right now. Their starting quarterback, Danny McManus, doubtful at this point in time. Their kicker, Jamie Borum, has missed 3. So even if they get in close.
And Tucker is back on his game.
Absolutely.
There's some of the problems for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. What a catch from Jason Tucker. I mean, it deserves a couple more looks. Watch this. Tough throw, too. Rolling to your left. Jason Moss to get that out there. You can't be in any better position than Marcus Spencer was in on that play. And Greg Marshall is yelling, ball, ball. It's an interception. No, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
Jason Moss has not been at his best tonight.
You know what is great about that, though, John? Jason Moss, even though he's had his star receiver drop a few tonight, goes right back to him in the most important play of the football game, and Tucker comes through.
That's a huge relief for 83. Chris Martin for the Tiger Cats. And he wasted a little extra time there, not going down. 1:04 to play. 1:04 until overtime.
Well, now we'll see that Marcus Brady trade comes through now for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. They picked him up from Toronto, and now is where he makes his money. And this is when the backup quarterback makes every dime. He's got lots of time, and he's got decent field position to begin this drive.
DJ Flick to the near side with two other receivers for the Tiger Cats. At the 42, Brady has a target out there. It's the newcomer Gilliam, and he's got about 8.
Well, you know, and this makes some sense, John, because Marcus Brady will work with Dante Gilliam in practice way more than McManus will work with Gilliam. And so, you know, it's not surprising that they hook up in the first play.
There was early movement. East was outside.
Oh, was he ever? Was he ever?
By about 6 yards.
I mean, he just...
How do you do that?
He didn't get the snap count. Or he got the wrong one.
And the Tiger Cats, after the catch, we're looking at 2nd and 2. All of a sudden,
well, was it? Sorry, John.
Offside. Hamilton, number 5. Penalties decline.
Yeah.
3rd down.
See, I was going to say, was the play called on the offside prior to the ball being snapped? No, it wasn't. Therefore, when Brady threw it out of bounds, it gives Edmonton the choice to either take the penalty or decline it and put Hamilton in 3rd down. If that play is whistled dead before the snap of the football, they don't have that choice.
This is slipping away on the Tiger Cats, tied at 27. Hamilton at one point had a 15-3 lead.
But, John, look at the situation Greg Marshall is faced with now. The offside was not whistled down before the snap of the ball, giving Edmonton the choice to decline the penalty and take 3rd down, or take the yardage and make it 2nd down over again. They declined the penalty. Now it's 3rd and 2, maybe a yard and a half to 2, but it's a good 2 yards. Greg Marshall gambles here, then Edmonton, and doesn't make it. Edmonton's in position to win this football game before overtime.
Well, he's going to get 40 seconds on the clock in a 27-27 game. If they don't make it, the Eskimos are a 1st down away from kicking into the end zone and winning it on the final play. Huge gamble here with the backup quarterback at the controls. Brady goes to the far side. He'll go for 1st down. And there's the athleticism of Marcus Brady.
My. But, John, the
gutsy call, Glenn.
A gutsy call and a great block. Wow. Start with the call, Greg Marshall. You got to play to win, and Greg Marshall's playing to win with this call. Reverse angle, and I want to show you Wayne Smith. Pull around here, and you may see him out of the right of your screen. Well, you won't catch him there, but Glenn Young goes down because of the block of Wayne Smith. Without it, Brady doesn't make her.
Brady actually lost the ball when he hit the turf, but he was out of bounds there and had the 1st down anyway. Has a strike over there. DJ Flick.
With the way Jamie Borum is going this game, you got to believe Hamilton is sinking one of two scenarios here, and this is not good news either. DJ Flick goes down right now if you're the Hamilton Tiger Cats and their fans. Borum has struggled. I mean, forget struggled. Borum has had a nightmare.
Yes, 0 for 3, missing from 15 twice.
The short ones, the 15 and the 15. So, number one, the Ticats have got to be thinking, we need a chip shot and then to the center of the field to get the best situation for a kicker right now who's having a terrible game, and it's got to be weighing on him in the back of his mind. The other thought for Hamilton is,
I'm kicking the single, perhaps.
Right. Do we get close enough to punt the single? But you're going to have to get inside of the 30 or at least upwards of the 30-yard line, because in the punt formation, you're 15 yards back when you go to kick the football.
28 seconds to go. Are you ready to pick the Gladiator now?
Well, I'm going to pick the Gladiator now because the Gladiator is not necessarily the guy that's in the stats at the end of the game, but the Gladiator tonight is Johnny Scott. Johnny, you are Gladiator because Cheatwood and Joe Mumford will be written up in the paper, but they don't get those sacks without the great push from Johnny Scott, who took on 1, 2, 3 on almost every play and was in the backfield all night long. And Johnny Scott is our Gladiator, and there's lots of stars. Marcus Spencer was a runner-up tonight for Gladiator on the special teams. DJ Flick has played a great game, made some tough catches over the middle, and he's limping off right now with the game on the line. But boy, he was a load tonight for that Edmonton offensive line.
I can't agree with you any more than that. 2nd and 5, Tiger Cats now. Time ticking down, overtime. A possibility. Troy Davis will come up short of the first down. Or does he have it? Let's see where they spot the ball. Yes,
They're going to give it to him.
Yeah. 11 seconds on the clock.
They'll try and get one more play in and maybe get it to the middle.
Marcus Brady at the controls for the Tiger Cats. Davis again.
Well, they won't get it to the middle over there.
Well, they certainly won't. And the Eskimos have handled Davis rather well, all things considered, in this one tonight. So 2 seconds on the clock in a 27-27 game.
John, we talked about Jason Tucker, and he was struggling early. They went to him for a big play to tie this game. Jamie Borum has that same opportunity. He's had a nightmare, but with one kick, he can erase all the bad dreams if he could split the uprights with 2 seconds to go.
His longest on the season so far, 40 yards. Coming into the game, he was good on 73%. Not all that bad when you compare it to Sean Fleming's 75.
Now, I have seen this before. Line up in the field goal formation, angle the football to the corner, and try and knock it out for a single. I hate the thought.
To win the game that way.
That way. But I've seen it before.
The Argonauts did it a couple of years ago, I do believe, for a win. Well, this could avoid overtime if Borum can either put it through. He's got the distance. He's got it. Absolutely amazing. You miss from 15 twice. You miss from 34. And then you nail that for the victory. Zeros on the clock. You called it, partner. A chance for redemption. And after a nightmare for Borum, the Tiger Cats have a 30-27 victory over the Eskimos.
John, this is why Greg Marshall and the coaching staff in Hamilton feel that Jamie Borum will be a great pro and has a great career ahead of him. I can't tell you the pressure that is on Jamie Borum right now as he lined up for that field goal.
From 47 yards, with his longest of the season.
With the game that he had to that point. 3 straight misses, 2 chip shots, and nails it with no time on the clock.
So Greg Marshall celebrating, and rightly so. It was a tense time at Ivor Wynn. But the Ticats have the victory, and they're very much alive in the race for a playoff spot.
The CFL on TSN is brought to you in part by Wendy's, the official hamburger of the CFL. Wendy's, it's better here. By Molson Canadian, I am Canadian. By Rona, the how-to people. And by Rogers, your world right now.
What a finish in the Hall of Fame game. Next up for the Hamilton Tiger Cats is our next game next Friday night. They'll be in Winnipeg to take on the Blue Bombers, trying to make it back-to-back wins. The next edition of SportsCenter is coming up next. Dutch and Duthie are all set to go. Update you on the baseball races, highlights from this one, and everything else. The player of the game brought to you by Rogers, as voted by you, Joe Montford, with 40% of the votes. He was a handful, and the Ticats get it done the last possible second. On behalf of our entire crew, this is Dave Brenner saying good night. You're watching TSN, Canada's sports leader.